totally for the first time today. Hello, everybody.
The funny thing is, we always do a
Yes.
sound check before the stream, and it didn't happen. We did a sound check just now again, and the sound is fine. So please let me know if I sound like this again, because otherwise something is happening while we're actually live, and I have no clue what.
I'm now listening to us live myself, and this is weird. I'm waiting for myself to say something. Yes, here we are. Thank you very much for calling out that our audio was broken.
Appreciate it.
It now should be unbroken, and I can tell you we changed exactly nothing, which drives me nuts.
Did you try turning it on and off again?
No, we didn't. I mean, we did.
I did.
We did disconnect and reconnect our microphones, but nothing's changed.
I didn't turn it on or off and on. I only disconnected it and reconnected it.
Don't make me disconnect
That's
you.
a very customer of you. Anyway,
I will
Evie,
disconnect
how
you.
you doing?
Hello.
Congratulations on your living Pokedex.
No. Hello, Mortonaut. Hello, Honest Psycho. Hello, Evie. Congrats on being first, Mortonaut. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How is everybody?
Back.
We totally aren't doing this the second time for then. I still need to take this off because my skin is still irritated. Congrats,
Put
Evie.
it back on.
Because I have to commit to the bit. If I say this is totally the first time we're doing this today, but it has to be the same way.
Are you still playing Sword and Shield again, Evie, or are you on the DLC of
I'm guessing Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet? I forgot.
Scarvio.
I was on Velvet and something, but it sounded.
I think if you're on Velvet, you have different issues. It sounds like a drug.
It sounded wrong already.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Well, there we are.
Yes, it very much does sound wrong.
It really did.
I also forgot to set up other things now because of stuff being broken. How annoying. I shall do this in the background.
Now you can do
Finished
that.
Shield. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
How did it feel to go back to Shield after playing Scarlet and Violet?
I never finished
have
it.
not done it. You've never finished what?
Sword.
Yes, you have.
No.
Yes, you have.
Oh no, wait, Sword I did. I didn't finish...
You finished Shield. No, you finished Sword.
No, I
played
played
Shield.
Sword,
Paper.
you played
Yes.
Shield. I didn't finish the other one. What was it called? Arceus, now that I think of it.
Completely different game, but yes.
Yeah. I keep having that one in my mind, but it's not.
Something like that.
Can you even have a complete dex nowadays from Gen 1 until now? Not familiar.
Yes, you can if you use Pokemon Go and all the other available games to move them into Pokemon Home. Yes,
True,
you
can
cannot have
swap,
a complete dex in just one game. That is currently not possible because Game Freak is the most disgustingly lazy company in the world. Yes, I say that every single time and I stand by that. But you can have all of the Pokemon in Pokemon Home, but you need to pay for that, I think.
Yeah,
Because you can only
like
put
30
a bunch of
are
Pokemon
free,
in
I
there
think.
for free. Something like that, yeah.
But I don't know, you can like swap them out, make space, and then you have the space again, I believe. It's just 30 spaces that are free, I think. I'm not sure I don't really use it. I sometimes use it for Pokemon Go to start like this Melton box thing that you can do if you transfer Pokemon there, but other than that...
I know I wanted to use Pokemon Home to also have like a living Pokedex in there, and then I started transferring Pokemon from Pokemon Go. I was like, you've exceeded the limit, you can't transfer more. I'm like, okay. I expected I have to pay at some point probably, but not this early. Because I hit the target of the threshold like almost instantly. That was pretty annoying, so I never got around to do it.
Gonna take off for her Pokemon. Well, joke's on you anyway, because in Pokemon Go, even if you do go for a lot of walks, you barely find rare Pokemon, regardless.
Yes. Niantic, the other laziest developer in the world, decides what Pokemon are in rotation. It changes, I want to say, every couple of weeks. Something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes when there are supposed to be rare Pokemon, you just might never see them. I remember a while ago there was this event where if you walk around, you can hatch eggs. and there was an event where for I think 7 kilometers, so like 5-ish miles for our American friends, you could get a La Vesta, but only then for limited time. I believe they
Those
said.
were in the 2 kilometer X, by the way.
Okay, so 1.5 miles ish. And I didn't get one, and a lot of other people also didn't get one.
Some people hatched like hundreds of eggs.
Actually hatch one like a year later.
Yeah, you still
Completely
got one.
accidentally, and I don't think that was supposed to happen. Niantic also...
No, that was because if you get an egg from like now, for example, when there's an event, even if you hatch it 3 years later, it's still attached to that event.
So I didn't hatch that egg for a year?
That could be, yeah.
Lucky, I guess. Niantic also yesterday announced an event, and they announced it when the event was over. Saw a tweet
that
about
seems
that.
Very typical.
Yes,
that seems very typical.
It is absolutely mind-blowing how bad the companies that are in charge of making these games are dealing with what I would say should be their bread and butter business. But
they make the money anyway.
Gotten Gen 3 games. Oh, true, you could also back then transform from the 3DS, right? So you could go like from the Game Boy Advance games to the DS games, and then from the DS games to the 3DS, I think? Or could you just straight to home? Anyway, you can't do that anymore, I believe. I believe the systems are now offline for that, right?
But yeah, Pokemon Go is mandatory. You can also use other games that you can connect to Pokemon.
If you still have them and if the servers are still online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are other ways to get them as well. For some, Pokemon Go might just be the easiest.
Yes, for a lot of them actually. I mean, it depends on if you're on rotation.
Yeah, that is true.
I actually started playing Pokemon Go after taking multiple years of a break. Tifa never really stopped, and at some point, like 2 years ago or so, she got me back into it. And then I played a lot,
in between.
a lot. And then Niantic made some price changes to the items. You don't have to spend money. You can if you want to, but you can also get in-game money for free by doing certain things. And then they like doubled all the prices, and then my interest just crashed. So now, basically, I play if we're going for a walk and I've got nothing better to do. You know, just take it out, catch a Pokemon, do it like a daily thing that takes like 30 seconds and like put it away again. It could be so much better, but you know, they want to make that money somehow, and they do it in what I believe to be some of the worst ways possible.
Keeps me motivated outside.
Pokemon Bank is online for now. Okay, at least there's that one. All other transfer process were locally done. Nice. Did I ever try these? No, way back when, but I never like archived my Pokemon for posterity's sake.
Did that.
No.
Like not actively at least.
I don't have my 3DS now.
We have some, but I have no clue where they are.
In the living room.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. The physical ones are there. They are behind this wall, under the TV, in the left drawer at the bottom left.
Oh, well, there we go.
I know exactly where they are.
I think we only still have the Pokemon games for it.
Well, we have a bunch of games, we just never play them.
Fair.
And if we do, it's on stream. So. And plus stuff is compatible with home, right? I do not know. Unless you mean Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the Switch remakes.
Those I would think are.
Nintendo.
I want to say what's on the Switch is compatible.
Yes, but Diamond and Pearl originally were on the DS. You know,
yeah, but I mean the remake should be compatible.
Yes. Pokemon Bank. It's not available anymore, but can still be used if you have it. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearls. Every time I see BDSP, like my eyes know it's the Pokemon remakes.
And you're thinking.
But when I'm supposed or trying to say what it stands for, because for some reason I don't just say BDSP, I say Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. My mouth wants to go BDSM.
I mean, understandable.
I'm looking at the keyboard trying to justify my actions, but M and P are also pretty far away.
You technically see that word more often than you see BDSP, so your mind like fills it in automatically.
It depends on what parts of the internet you usually frequent, but yes, because most people don't talk about brilliant diamond and shining pearl.
Even if you don't frequent certain parts of the internet, you will see that word more often.
It's become pretty mainstream, yes.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Especially since...
There's gonna be a copy pasta about Flareons and how they are the most huggable Pokemon by being able to adjust their body temperature to.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades of Grey. That's when I think BDSM turned more mainstream.
Yes. Yes.
I think it was definitely that.
50 Shades of Grey also, let's say, normalized reading erotica in public.
Yeah.
Would you classify 50 Shades of Grey as erotica? I think so.
I would say so.
It's graphic enough.
I recall reading it myself, but I don't remember the actual book.
I do remember you reading it, and I remember one particular morning where we were having breakfast. This was the time when we still lived with my dad. We were having breakfast.
Was that already 10 years ago?
Yeah, we were sitting there in the kitchen having breakfast in the morning, and you were reading a book, which happened to be 50 Shades of Grey. My dad doesn't speak a lick of English.
I think nowadays he understands.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he sometimes picks up on what we're saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Not that I ever noticed. But yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't realize they were that old already.
Yes, they are. They came out shortly after Twilight. Because it also started as Twilight fanfiction.
Yeah, that I know.
Written originally on a blueberry. Blackberry on a blueberry. That's a fruit. On a blackberry, you know?
It's quite hard to write in
one of them devices. It depends. Some people are really talented at that.
Writing on with blueberries.
Yeah, why not? You can write with that. Well, you take a blueberry.
Or you can squish one.
You take the blueberries, you cook them down into like this somewhat pasty-looking thing, and then you just like ink.
Yeah, I'll take
Except
it.
with blueberry juices.
I'll take it. Whatever works.
If I recall correctly, to get from Gen 3 to home, you need to go Gen 3 to Gen 4 to 5 to 6 to bank to home. Yeah, I think it was something like that. I remember back when that first came out, people were posting like guides on what steps you need to go through, and I looked at them and I was like, I'm too lazy. I will probably just hack my Pokemon into the newer games if I want them back.
That sounds like a lot of effort, actually.
Yeah. I'm still sad that back then from Gen 1 to 2 you could trade, and back if it's certain Pokemon, but you couldn't trade from 2 to 3, right? That was a thing. I was so sad when I had to say goodbye to my Feraligatr. That thing carried me. And my Blastoise.
That's probably the reason why you can...
Yeah, that is one of the main reasons why I hated Generation 4.
Everyone moving their Mewtwo.
I mean, I don't see the problem with it. I caught it fair and square.
I mean, true, but still.
My hands are cold. It is getting winter once again. It's gotten slightly warm.
You said it,
all
and
the snow
I
melted,
got like a little cold shiver thinking it's cold.
Sorry about that. Wait, let me give you an extra hat for your hair to
Oh, wait, thank you.
trap some heat.
It can keep the heat inside.
Tifa, before we start playing Trauma Team, and I didn't tell her in advance, but I will make her give you a recap.
What? No?
Yeah.
There's no need for a recap.
Yes, there is. It's still a story-heavy game.
But before we actually go into that, there is one more story that I want to talk to.
This
that
is
is
what I wanted to lead into.
I'm doing the lead-in myself.
You actually had a run-in with doctors today.
Yeah, sort of. That actually got my blood boiling, and thinking about it makes me feel really warm again. So I don't even need the extra hat. But seriously, it's kind of on topic as well, seeing how it has to do with trauma teams and hospitals and help and whatnot. I decided today to go home early. I had a bit of a headache. I was like, you know what? Fuck the last half an hour. I'm going home. Make up for it later. So I walk back from work, go to the train station. And while I was in the tunnel leading up, I already heard that there were issues with the train and there would be delays. So I get up.
Normal thing in Germany. Everybody hates German railways.
It happens
and everybody has stories. And it's more reliable than in some countries, but lately it's pretty bad. It's not good.
However, this time it was because of an emergency situation. It happens more often, someone gets sick in the train, they need to get emergency services there. All trains are obviously taken out, nothing drives, all good. I say all good, but I'm gonna be fully honest. I'm usually the one cursing as well that my train gets cancelled. I fully understand why.
If you want to go somewhere, if you want to go home or just anywhere else, just standing there waiting, not being able to do anything about it, that sucks.
I understand why. I mean, if someone got sick, you want them to get help, but still I'll be there my train.
Why did you have to get sick on my train now? Yes.
But seriously, I got on the platform. I see that the train is standing there, so I'm like, okay, maybe it will go off in a second. I look next and I see 6 policemen standing in front of one of the doors. I look inside and there are 5 ambulance staff trying to reanimate someone who had a heart attack in the train. So I keep it.
Shit is happening.
So shit is actually happening on this platform. I'm like, okay, fuck, shit. I'll just keep standing on the side.
Suddenly, you gain perspective. Suddenly, my frustration isn't the biggest issue here.
I mean, yes, obviously.
It still sucks, but it sucks even more for the person who currently needs the help.
I've never actually been on the platform where it has happened. It's usually a few train stations away and you have to wait till everything can keep moving again.
There's an announcement somewhere along the line, somebody needed help, and then of course they get the help, and then it takes a moment because it's a train track at a platform, they can't exactly just keep driving. I get it.
That's not why my blood was boiling though.
How dare you ruin my evening!
But that's exactly what happened. I always wondered, if someone gets a heart attack, for example, why do 4 ambulances and 6 police cars have to show up? Because that seems
excessive.
It seems excessive.
Yes, not that
many people.
Not that the person shouldn't get the help that they need, but in my layman's thinking, if one person has an issue, I would imagine they send one ambulance. Because one person, one ambulance. That probably has a driver, 1 or 2 people jump out, then they go there, they do the thing, they probably take the person back, whatever needs to be done. But, one.
In my mind, that actually made sense. But now I fully get it. I was just watching the scene a little bit and there were people on the platform which were drunk, which were starting a riot. They were shouting at the ambulance staff to hurry the fuck up. They're seriously reanimating someone who just had a fucking heart attack in the train and they're being shouted at, cursed. Some of them tried to get into the part where they were actually reanimating to hurl insults at them. So they were fighting the police tried to push them off. And the train, I kid you not, the train was full. People got up. You have the middle thing at the door and then the seats on both sides. People got out of their seats and wanted to cross to the other side of the train, walking past the people who were reanimating someone. So you had 2 people sitting on the ground trying to help the guy that had a heart attack. Then you had 4 of the ambulance staffs at both of the entrances in the train to keep pushing people back, telling them to fuck off and that they cannot pass here because obviously someone is dying on the floor. Then outside at the door, you have people cursing and shouting at them to hurry up, fighting the police to get into the train because they couldn't obviously get in through one of the other 100 doors. Oh, I'm telling you, my blood was boiling watching
because
that.
I hear your voice cracking and I understand the frustration.
This went on for 15 minutes.
I couldn't do that job.
I would not be
I
able
already
to do
couldn't
that,
do the job,
respect.
but if I was in the situation, being there, trying to help, and somebody would angrily shout at me to make the train move, I think I would get physical with them. Because like, I understand your frustration. I would also rather be anywhere else right now. Trust me, just because I'm trained to perform the service doesn't mean I want to be spending my entire day resuscitating people. Like, I do this because it needs to be done, not because I want to be doing it. Can we just be civilized for a moment? But there is something about like not understanding the gravity of a situation that just turns a group of people into an angry mob for seemingly no reason. And I've seen this on videos before, and I condemn that then, and I condemn that now. Thankfully, I've never been in a situation where I had to witness this myself, like firsthand.
I was like about to jump in, like I was so mad, but then I was like, I don't think the police will appreciate it if we all like jump in there.
She was on the phone with me because like, what is happening? She's like, oh, I'll be an hour late home. Like, why? You left early. So I called her, and when she explained this to me, I told her, it's like, you've seen that there's ambulance staff, there's police staff, they have the situation handled. Nothing you can do will make the situation better, unfortunately, other than the fact that you don't act like an idiot. So just like, give him space, try that.
The stupid thing is, like, in the Netherlands for years already, we have these...
This is a thing, and that pisses me off too.
We have these really, and I'm gonna say stupid because the fact that it's necessary is stupid, advertisements that have the, like, slogan, be nice.
Yeah.
Because we have a habit in the Netherlands, especially around New Year's Eve and stuff, which is around the corner, to attack ambulance staff, police people...
You can look that up. You can go to your favorite video search or watching platform, YouTube probably, and look that up.
So we actually have
it's insane.
Campaigns to tell people, please don't be such an idiot. An idiot is too nice of a word, but I'm keeping it sort of PG-13.
No, thank you, but yes.
And I had to like actually see how people act. Like, I would not be able to do the job, like, respect to everyone that probably has to do this as a daily basis, but I would go to jail so fast. I would not be able...
I fully understand every single person...
to not beat them up with my club.
...working in those fields who don't lose all faith in humanity at some point, because... like... I know they swear Hippocratic, I think it's the Hippocratic oath, right? That you swear to help all people to the best of your ability and all that stuff, which is great. But when you're surrounded by people that seemingly want to stop you from that for no good reason other than that they are morons, it's like, could you guys please stop being such motherfuckers? Yes, and that's still putting it very kindly.
But I just cannot understand how someone can watch something like this and just imagine it's like your father or someone.
But no,
and
it's
then
not
think,
me.
Can't we just kick him out of the train and move on? Like, excuse me,
Tifa,
I have like nothing to do and I want to get in this train.
I once was in a train where they made an announcement, they had to make an announcement, that the train would end at the next station because one of the previous trains had an accident with a person. And they don't tell you what exactly happened because it's none of your business. They just tell you what you need to know, which makes sense. And this old guy who was near me in the train was like, why can't they just keep driving if he jumped in front of the train? He's dead already anyway.
Like, just wipe the body parts.
And that
aside,
explained
you know,
everything to me that I need to know about people like this, because they do not think like that. They don't think about this at all. They are thinking about their inconvenience. They think about their frustration. It all boils up into this mob rage, and then nothing else matters. And thank you all for not being like that.
Cannot wrap my mind around it. Seriously, I was so shocked. After like 15 minutes or so, they carried the guy out of the train. He was like fully covered with a cloth, and someone was like walking behind him with like this oxygen thing that seemed to
they
come
probably
out of
covered him for his privacy so that other morons don't go, oh no, let me put this on Snapchat and Instagram. And
well, I hope for the poor dude that he survives this. And if he does, or even if he doesn't, I hope all of them are on camera and get put in jail for however long it takes, because this is so unacceptable.
I
and
do
I
not
was
know
so mad.
if there are like criminal punishments for this behavior, but there should be.
There absolutely should. I mean, the police walked off as well. No one got arrested.
What
or
are
anything.
6 people gonna do? Arrest the entire train station worth of people?
I mean, especially if you already have like a riot going on, it's smart to like escort the ambulance staff who was carrying the dude out.
Yeah,
like priorities, but I fully now understand why for like one person you need like 20 people, because obviously it's needed for protection, because we can't act like normal human beings.
And why something like this delays a train for so long. It's not a matter of go in, get them out and then treat them. It's a matter of all of the things you described.
You get a heart attack in the train and they're like, excuse me, before we start trying to get you back, we need to like get you out of the train first. Just
have your heart attack outside of the train. Do it at the station. It's easier.
But even when it took like 15-20 minutes before, I can imagine they're like in the train helping the person. I just never imagined they would also have to deal with like attacks.
Wow.
Like hearing about it and actually seeing people stupid enough doing that felt like a whole different being.
Understandable.
It's like watching a crowd technically kill someone, because by stopping them doing their job, that could be it. Regardless, that was the most
Tifa,
wound up thing that happened to me today.
Now that you killed all forward momentum and energy we had in the room,
I just needed to rant about that, because to get to the point that gives me even more respect than I already had for everyone working in the field. Because it's stress and it's obviously ungrateful for a lot of people, not for everyone. And you're dealing with a lot of shit, emotional baggage, but still you go out every day to help people.
Suddenly, the stuff we've seen on Trauma Team didn't seem as far-fetched.
No, right? The only thing that was missing was like a helicopter landing on the train.
I mean, could have. Maybe you just weren't there to see it.
That is true. That could have all happened before. Maybe they all arrived by helicopter, jumped out. Who knows?
A few years ago my train was delayed because they actually found the body, as I was told. I didn't research further. Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
Yeah, that makes.
The situation, as it has been told to you, is already like, yeah, okay, I know enough. I don't need more details. I get them.
It happens. I sometimes read about that as well, and then you always hear the comments like, oh, why didn't someone find out sooner? Like, why didn't no one check on him? And honestly, I get it. Like, if I see someone that seems to be asleep on the train, I also don't go, are you
Why
awake?
do you shake me like that?
Okay, I was just checking. But unfortunately, it happens.
You know you shouldn't do that to people if you want to check if they're still breathing and stuff, right?
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Like, I get the instinct and that's very sweet, but usually, at least when I had my first aid training, they taught me steps. Like first you try to talk to the person. Then you try to make them aware of you, you know, to get like, hey, are you okay? Can I like touch you?
Yeah, you do
And
that
only
if you
all
see the
else
person is conscious.
Yes, and if all else fails, you do that. You don't immediately go, are you awake, sir?
Yes, you do.
I don't. Tifa would. Talking about things that I don't do, but Tifa does. Tifa!
On brighter subjects.
It's been well over a month since we last got to play Trauma Team. Would you like to please catch up? I spit. Would you please like to catch up, everybody, on what has happened so far?
So we finished the route of, I'm not even sure who, but we have one more to go, which is of the lady who's, I believe, fully dressed in white. She's like the last path. I believe she's like a police detective or something.
I hate to cut you off there, but can you actually give people information? Because
that is the information.
Your version
you
is
will get back into
we're
it when
playing
we
a
start
game,
the game
and we are at a part.
Yeah, that's the recap. We were a doctor before who did like the diagnosis. we finished that part. Now we need to do the last story of one of the characters, and then we get the finale of all characters.
We have already played through every single storyline so far, except for the last one. I don't remember all the names. I remember the characters. We played through the story of the guy who was in jail, CSR-04 or something like that. The guy who was in jail for 400 years.
For being a bio-terrorist.
He's a bio-terrorist, allegedly. Then he got this deal made where if he does these crazy operations on people that others aren't skilled enough to do, they would take time off of his sentence. Then suddenly the police wanted him back. We never really understood why. There was a wild police chase with a helicopter. Eventually he landed back in jail. That was the end of his story so far.
We do know why. Because they believed he was escaping with the help of the hospital staff, which he technically was because he ran off in a helicopter, even though it was to help a patient. But they were like, oh, you need to go back to jail.
Did you know, everybody? This is true, you can look that up. I forgot the technical term for it.
If you do a recap, you gotta do it well.
There is a study that shows the quickest way to obtain information isn't to ask somebody for it, like I had, but to state something that is false and they will correct you. Anyway, we played through that guy's story.
I don't feel like this is necessary.
We also did the story of the lady who is the janitor / the anesthesiologist, but she also sees the ghost of a dead person. She wears like these hot pants and like she rides a motorbike. Her thing was that she wanted to be a hero because of some horrible things that happened in her youth in an orphanage.
Because her orphanage burned down and she believes it's her fault.
You see?
I fully remember the stories of the people we played through.
We played through her story, which ended with her learning to trust other people, including the ambulance staff, who she might not love how they do things, but they do things effectively.
She was a I'll do everything myself.
She wanted to be a hero. We played through the story of Captain Eagle. I forgot his name. This really hunky, sexy guy. He was a bone doctor. I forgot the technical terms. So he had to set some bones straight and do some awesome reconstructions and stuff. And he, through a very touching story with one of the patients that had tried to commit suicide, that he helped, he relearned to live his life. He also has some stuff happening in his background involving the military.
He's a veteran, but we haven't really gotten to the details yet. That's
we just saw a picture of it. And we had played through Lady Japan's story. I forgot her name. Tomoe, I think it was Tomoe.
Oh, that could be
the daughter of the leader of what seems to be an internationally operating ninja clan. She is super freaking rich, but got away from her family, except she didn't because she still uses all of the money she made.
Her tools are handmade out of gold.
Yes, out of gold, and she is the person that puts the camera into your body and then looks around and does like the minimal, tiny operation. Endoscopy, yes, that thing. So now the last thing we need to do before we, I believe, unlock the final part of the story involving everybody is and we finished the story of Gabe Cunningham.
That bit I said. That's
one of the head doctors and the guy who does the diagnosis.
Yeah, the diagnosis dude.
Diagnosticist?
I have no clue what the title is.
We did this. He's a piece of shit father. And like his arc was like, I'm a deadbeat dad and I don't spend time with my family and that's why I'm getting a divorce. I'm warming up to people, and right at the end he was like, yeah, no, fuck my kid and stuff. It's like,
his son is also sick in the hospital. We treat him through several of the stories.
Like he was this close to becoming at least a regular good person, but he just decided, no, I'll just stay an asshole.
But the main illness everyone seems to be having in Portland,
yes,
is that they suffer from giant
rebar stuck through them and glass.
And
that
glass.
Keeps happening.
Glass is also an issue.
Yeah, people keep having like these steel beams stuck in their body for some reason. The last
Hate it
character
when
we
it happens to me.
only met her once in one of the stories. She has like this grayish blue hair. She looks like I would definitely try to buy her a coffee, and I have no idea
Very true.
what she does. It's probably gonna be depressing.
I think she was part of the police. I have
don't
like
know.
something like that.
It could be. This is why we need to ban I-beams. Yes. Vote to ban all I-beams in the Portland area. Also, hello Dark Lord.
At
Happy
least
Tuesday.
there, yeah.
Yes. Everywhere. Make Portland safe first, and then help
And then
the
we
rest
can
of it.
work on the other areas that seem to have this issue.
I need you to start the Wii, please.
Oh. No?
Yes. This is also why I kept like doing this weird movement with my other arm to like keep the fingers connected.
Oh.
This is not working.
Maybe mine is.
Why
Oh, watch out.
is this not working?
There goes our nunchuck. So to keep them connected, you said that?
Yes. And like
This one is also not connected.
so, this is where Tifa is lying. You can clearly see that
Yeah,
the
it's
lights are
connected.
on, so they are connected. Let me click on this. It was working when I hate this. It was very much working when I set this
It's
up earlier.
One of those days.
It is what it is. I just hate how
You can already see it? No.
how it just like freezes the stream for a split second.
Probably went out of it for too
Setting it up again as we speak.
long. There it is.
Move.
And mine is...
You still need to understand, but you need to move back a little bit.
There it is.
We are sitting unnaturally close to the IR receiver.
It's
Now we need to
working.
unmute this, and then we can start playing. Click.
Can I press the button?
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Am I ready? Yes,
Are
press the
you
button.
ready? Even if you're not?
Even if you're not, Tifa's
already
gonna press
pressed.
this button. Sound is on? Yes.
I'm the frantic moving one.
Of
In
course.
case anyone is wondering.
Where were we? Here. Going away. Aye, Captain. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Not me.
SpongeBob Square. Ah, there she was.
Stop pressing buttons.
I'm not pressing buttons.
CRSO1, Maria Torres, Hank Freebird, the most American name possible, Tomoe Tachibana, I remembered part of her name, and Gabriel Cunningham. So we've done those. And now we get to be Naomi Kimishima, who looks... yeah.
Like she wants a biscuit with us.
I hope she would want a biscuit with us. I would want a biscuit with her. Cumberland Institute of Forensic Medicine. CIVM.
I don't know why, but I had like Buckingham Palace vibes. Didn't even look
Little
like
bit.
a... It's the gate and the castle on the back.
Yeah,
Castle-looking building.
it looks like money.
Yeah. And we just finished watching The Crown, so that probably helps.
True.
Ah, come in.
Did you call for me, Chief Wayne?
No.
Ah, good morning, Naomi. It seems the FBI needs your expertise. I'd like you to head over to the scene immediately.
You know you're cool if your hair does the
Examiner, not a police
move
officer.
thing anyway.
Don't be like that. I can't just turn the government down.
Is that tie attached to...
Well,
A collar.
And the collar is a loose thing, or is that part of her outfit?
One more thing.
It looks kind of cool, but...
She looks like she could play a demon. With that outfit.
Liaison from the FBI. You should meet him.
you?
Have we seen him before?
Blonde, blue-eyed guy.
To meet you, Doctor.
He's called Belly Button.
I think he wants to investigate her navel.
Navel, the way you spell it there, as well as belly button in Dutch.
It's the same in English.
Please keep your voice down.
Navel.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Fair enough.
I didn't have the luxury of witness protection.
Sir Button.
Oh,
Sir Belly.
witness protection, alright.
Shut up. I'm only here because it's
Should you call out people for having been in a witness protection program? Because
faking your way into the FBI.
I don't think you should mention that out loud.
From the looks of it, they have history.
Talk about my past.
And?
Whatever you say,
Like,
ma'am.
you don't say that out loud, not in front of people?
Good.
They don't hear that. Don't you know anything about
Clearly not.
how to talk in
Where are
private?
you going?
To the crime scene. Send the address to my GPS.
As long as you're in a public area discussing your secrets at normal volume, people don't listen or hear you.
Tell your people on site I'm coming.
But,
Nice tie there, little guy. Be a good boy and stay.
I'd be blushing too, don't worry, belly button.
Doctor!
This is the completely natural behavior in this moment.
Oh, well.
We are playing some doctors. You know, this is
Hello T,
Hi,
happy
T.
Tuesday. How are you doing?
matching outfits. We're doctors today.
Well, we've always been doctors, it's just now that we're acting as doctors.
That is
We are
true.
playing some doctors. I think he was hoping for that too.
We take some time off, but now we're back into the office.
Also, this is now becoming a Danganronpa stream because it's time for a locked room mystery. Right?
Let's see what this one is. I still think the first story we played was the best one when it comes to gameplay wise. So I'm curious to see how this one will go.
I think you can already put your Joy-Con and your
Received word about you.
Wiimote away because there wasn't a two-player setting.
Oh,
Good. This will make things easier. Where's the victim?
He's over here. This way, please.
Is this a normal dress outfit thing for people that investigate murder scenes?
Victim is
Seems safe.
Dennis Taylor, 30-year-old male. Neighbor called in the fire. The fireman found him.
Very matter of fact.
And matched the cut wounds. Probably suicide.
okay, part of the wind thingy is broken on the ceiling.
A fan.
That's
The
where
fan,
fire
that's
started,
fine.
likely before the suicide. Miss Kimishima?
Is she looking at
We're
me?
all getting lost in her eyes, right? Oh,
We're all blushing here.
my phone is vibrating.
Oh, that's an evil phone.
Does she have an evil flip phone? Is she gonna call Satan?
Oh, voice effects.
I think she's calling demons. Like. Alright. Yeah, completely normal.
Those are boobs.
Is her top that low cut?
That's a normal police
It's-
outfit.
It's open, and I think that's just a collar.
Locked room mystery.
This was murder.
Who said Umineko? Apparently the writers for this game did.
But yeah, most of the characters have
Send the corpse to
some
CIFM
dairy
immediately. I'll examine.
outfits.
Another well-rounded
No
character.
finger
You
and
know
Dairy.
it.
fingerprints found in that room. If you find anything, contact me directly. I'll be at the lab.
But hey, they covered up with the time.
Exactly.
What's that about?
Well, she does work at the forensic medicine laboratory. Supposedly, she solved a lot of cases for the FBI.
Does the job really pay that well? That you can afford like that car and this stuff?
That means we need to keep out of this. Come on, hurry down to the car for the fingerprint powder.
Fingerprint powder, you say?
I know how to use that.
We happen to be experts. And then you go,
This is Dr. Naomi Kimishima, ID 422194.
Write that down, maybe that's her number.
Hey, little guy. Tell me what we know so far about this.
Oh, right. The victim's 30-year-old Dennis Taylor. At 3:30 p.m., someone in the same building reported a fire. The firefighters found the body in bed 20 minutes later. He had a knife in one hand and a deep wound on his wrist. The door was closed and chained. It's being ruled suicide.
Nonsense. Is that your personal opinion or your FBI training?
that's the if in a situation like this, do they actually get the FBI involved? Wouldn't this just go under normal police
I
investigation?
think there's something we're not being told yet.
I mean, usually the FBI doesn't get involved in cases like this, right?
Maybe Dennis Taylor was also in witness protection?
Look, isn't that the most reasonable fitting explanation?
I thought people people learned when they grew older.
Doctor, what do you mean by that?
Let's begin. Show me how this life's flame was snuffed out.
That sounds very dramatic.
Yes, it does.
The ticket pays well, she can't even afford full coverage clothing. I think we all know, by the way now, T, that the less clothing a piece has,
The more
the
expensive
more
it is.
expensive it is. Like jeans with holes in it or that like don't even cover your butt are more expensive than full cover jeans.
That's also why women's pants pockets are smaller.
That has to be it.
Yeah,
Like that outfit was probably a month's salary.
at least. At least.
At least, yeah.
Man found dead in his apartment. Firefighters found the body, the door was locked, and yeah, this is single player. Oh, we do autopsies.
Oh.
The truth can never truly die. Weren't you at some point considering doing this for a living?
I wanted to do that, but I wasn't in a state and or smart enough back then to actually go for it.
You went to one interview and you told them about your weird fascination with cannibalism?
No, I wasn't willing to put in all the years to actually get there. Then, I kid you not, I don't even think I ever told you that. I was aiming for a guy who actually studied this profession, and at the place where my mom worked, there was an intern that was actually going for this, and he was in like his third year studying medicine and the autopsy field, and it was super interesting.
He was super interesting. So
Yeah,
basically
he
the
was
situation
nice, but-
we had with the beginning of this chapter where we're both starting to simp for the lady we get to play as, you've lived this.
We would have like coffee breaks where he would tell me the details about their lessons. It was really fascinating.
Was the topic or was he? Yeah, I see through your charade.
You're much cuter.
I know. But thank you for saying it too.
This was like 20 years ago. Don't
Jack's
worry.
got competition, apparently. Need to hang out with more dead people, apparently. Nice save. Yeah, she tried. She tried. See that? See? I know her. I can read her like a book.
Oh, I wonder if he managed to finish.
What a shame that you never found out, huh?
Yeah, we lost touch.
Ah, what a shame.
I didn't even know you back then.
Doesn't matter.
Like, that's how long ago it was.
So, it still hurts. She's gonna have to call him and catch up. No, I don't think she does. Now, let's take a first look at the corpse.
Did you know it's a dying profession?
Is that a horrible attempt at wordplay, or? Also,
That's
why
actually truth, but...
why am I reading the lines? Finally, we have a lady character you can voice.
I've had the body taken to the evidence room. You're free to examine it whenever you want. Also, this is the coroner.
Oh, this is
This is the coroner
little
talking
boy.
to her.
Okay, wait.
I'm not no itchy.
I've had the body taken to the evidence room. You're free to examine me, it, whenever you want. This is macabre. There's a dead person in the room, and all I'm thinking is, let's do the hanky-panky.
Just go like it's the, he's on the second table from the right, and then you lay under the cloth.
But you put the zipper not over your face, but anyway, look, you have lines to read.
Alright. I'll head over there right now.
Dr. Kimishima, one more thing, before you go.
Is that us? What now?
The information that was up to this point has been sent to your computer. If you don't mind, would you please check that out?
Alright, I'll take a look at my computer then.
Viewing the computer. Also, I feel like since
That's
you
the
wanted
same
to work
office.
in this field, you have to be the one playing this chapter. Point towards the monitor and press A. Saving the game while you press save. Been there, done that.
Can do
This
now.
Steve isn't going to get upset at you not treating them seriously. Yes, Clearly.
We'll still get to that as well.
Hint cards. Information gathered is displayed on the computer as hint cards.
Is that
Why
me?
is there a me over there? About hint cards, I. Grab a card with A and B. Release the card in the top right. Are we doing like a tarot kind of thing? About hint cards, 2. Practice by analyzing the knife hint card.
Where did I have to go to direct this to? To her?
Yes.
Is this...
No, that's me.
Oh.
You see, the
Oh,
me
your belly button. Your belly button.
is Navel. I have to touch my belly when I say it like this. Is this the knife that was in the corpse's hand? I'll look into it over here. Can you give me some time? Didn't even give me time.
Analyzing. Okay, so we actually... Let's get...
Dr. Kimishima, there's nothing more I can tell you about this information. Do you have anything else that I can analyze for you? Like that bog?
Still... busy.
Took too long. Now it's not cool anymore. Point to the door and press A to move locations. How about we check out the other cards first? Can you just press A on them? Now, let's do.
Let's try sorting through the information that's been gathered so far. We're
Can
still
you
analyzing
just
though.
click on it? Thank you. Dennis Taylor's last words. Stop! You? No!
How can
Clearly-
you listen to this and then go, oh, it's a suicide?
Clearly it's suicide. Yeah.
I stop. Oh, he's talking to himself. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The knife found in Dennis's hand. I've asked Little Guy to run an analysis on the blood on it. Victim is Dennis Taylor, a 30-year-old male. His body was found in a bed in his room. I need to know what happened the day of the incident. Okay. Let's go for a walk, I guess.
Now we leave.
Moving around, point to the place you want to go to and press A. Selecting where to go. If there are multiple places, use A to select one.
Oh,
Guess
they
we-
changed this a bit compared to the other one.
I would say let's go to the Evidence room.
Yep. Seeing how we're already in the office.
If I had to guess, he died somewhere. He did. Examining a corpse. Point at the corpse on the autopsy table and laugh. Press A. Point at the items on the autopsy table and press A to examine personal effects.
Okay, let's go for the clothes first.
For a second I thought, oh my god, the poor guy didn't have feet. But it's the pants.
Yeah, it's like 3D modeled.
Yeah. So, camera controls. The nunchuck stick changes the angle. A zooms in, B or the stick back zooms back up. Use A to select anything suspicious like bloodstains to find clues.
Let's get a look at the personal effects. No,
He had
does
feet.
not look suspicious. Actually, let's watch the back for a second. Ooh, that looks suspicious. What's that in your sleeve? The deceased was wearing a white dress shirt. There are bloodstains on the left sleeve.
You know who else is wearing white shirts?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun.
Coincidence?
I
I think
think
not. Nothing seems to be of particular interest here. I should look elsewhere. Okay, but I'm getting
What do you...
checked.
Everybody, I need your help. What? Give me the thing! Oh my god.
You didn't say that. My arm is now stuck like
Why do
here.
you feel... Like, Tifa, it's really cute that you thought I was trying to hold your hands while playing. What do you call this part of a body in English?
In English.
Because in German, this is the Kniekehle.
Hamstring?
that's
No, that's not the hamstring.
That's
is
the
it?
hamstring? I always
No.
thought that's a part like your heel.
I thought it was lower too.
Oh.
Is that for real the hamstring? I thought the hamstring was like more towards here.
I knew the word, I just didn't know it's that thing. Thank you, Dark Lord. That's the Achilles tendon.
We were
That
just
makes sense.
testing you. Dr. Jack obviously knew this.
No, I didn't. Thank you. Thank you. Kniekehle is just the funniest word. It means the throat of your knee. If you think about it, it makes sense, but also it kind
In
of
Dutch
doesn't.
it's called the hollow of your knee.
How do you say that?
Knieholte.
That sounds like knee holder.
Yeah, kinda.
I'll take it.
Like, it makes sense.
If you cut either one, it'll be incredibly painful. I've heard some people call them leg pits. Yeah, that makes sense.
Leg pits is also very fitting. More fitting than hamstring, if you ask me, but you know, we'll take it.
Yeah, with hamstring, I always think of food.
Kinda, no. Like those strings that you put around.
Like a roast.
Yeah, like a roast.
Yeah.
Exactly. Before you throw them in the oven.
Language is weird.
The deceased was wearing a white dress shirt. There are bloodstains on the left sleeve. Aren't we gonna go into detail about this?
Not currently.
Okay. Anything else here?
The neck? No.
No. Then we
Can you click the rim of the shirt? The collar, the cuff? No.
There's nothing interesting.
Alright. And investigation, I guess.
Let's check out the body.
Body exam camera controls are exactly the same as those for the personal effects. Use A to select anything suspicious like wounds or bruises.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, not suspicious.
Not drawn by an AI.
It's time to begin examining the corpse. Feet, looking normal. Oh, that's not looking normal. That finger looks broken.
That finger looks... yeah.
There's something odd about the index finger on the right hand.
Like that's like going
That
the
does
wrong
look
direction.
Answering quizzes. Select an answer with A, then select OK with A. Autopsy rules. Incorrect answers lower the upper left gauge. If it empties, you fail.
No, okay.
Canceling a quiz. Select exit with A to come back to a quiz later.
We're not doing that.
The corpse's index finger was bent in an odd direction. This was caused by...
Fracture. Does rigor mortis actually bend your fingers in such a weird way? I'm gonna go with fracture.
Rigor mortis doesn't bend anything, it locks you in place, I believe.
I would think the tension could
What
break the
tension?
bone. So your body goes all rigid.
No, yeah, it becomes rigid, but it doesn't like move. I think it's a fracture.
You can actually move. That's why you have the horror stories in
Carry on and select a choice.
fracture. Does this mean we passed?
The card abnormal finger has been obtained.
Indeed. We can't say what's wrong with it for sure until it's sent in for analysis, though.
So I would think the corner dude already... Oh, there's the
Oh, they do a
bones.
Barbie and Ken thing where they just don't have genitals.
Let's get to this little star thing here.
Is this a bruise? It's oddly shaped, though.
You can put a little SD card in here.
The way this star-looking thing is shaped, it kind of reminds me of a police badge.
A little bit.
No?
I don't think it's big enough to see on stream, but there's like a little slit in the middle.
It looks like there's a cut in the middle.
Yeah. Oh.
The card flower-shaped bruise was obtained.
Flower. That's a star. But sure, okay.
Well,
Potato, potato. No quiz? Okay.
no.
This wound on the wrist is believed to be the cause of death. Even though this looks like a self-inflicted wound made with a sharp knife,
This doesn't check out.
something unnatural about it.
Let's consider the slash... Actually, you read them. You're the character.
You can read it, it's fine.
You do it.
Let's consider the slash wound on the left wrist. If the victim did commit suicide in this way, the wound is odd in that a slashed wrist isn't fatal, no bleeding, no signs of pain reaction. I really thought it would be the wrong way.
Yeah, so...
You bleed out faster if you cut
Yeah. The thing is, if you cut like this,
Vertically?
it will hurt like fuck and you will bleed tremendously, but cutting the other way would release way more blood in the same time. So...
The question is, What would they go for here? I think in this situation they go with a slashed wrist isn't fatal, because I think that cut was too small to actually bleed out the way it looked.
Yeah, no bleeding doesn't make sense. There's blood there.
There
No
is
signs
blood.
of healing also doesn't make sense if it just happened before his death. No signs of pain reaction wouldn't make sense to me either, because if you were to do this to yourself like that, what kind of pain reaction are we looking for?
The broken finger. I mean, cut, pain, hit the desk or closet behind you in such a way that you broke your finger and it like got cut the other way, and then you like hop around cursing and shouting, and then like I once did, you stub your toe in the middle to the door frame and then you break your toe, and then you're even, that's a sign.
I still
of
think
pain
that's the fourth option.
Yeah, same.
Read your line.
That's not it. I need to calm down and think more carefully.
That was careless.
I mean, yes, it is fatal, but not in...
No sign of pain reaction, then, I guess.
But how do we tell?
I don't know, you're the doctor. You wanted to work in this field, not me.
Let's go with that then. That was actually it.
The card wounded wrist has been obtained.
Does anyone know what kind of pain reaction you would be looking for?
Not me, I can tell you that.
That's right. There's only the one wound on the wrist.
Yes,
A
and?
single slash, deep enough to reach the artery. No matter who it is, pain is an immediate response to a cut.
Oh, it's too clean of a cut.
Okay.
You know, if you feel pain, I guess you wouldn't go through immediately.
I'd go with out. I do not know.
No one should be able to make a single cut this clean and deep without flinching.
Okay, so the cut is too clean.
I can't say this is proof of homicide, but I can't ignore this incongruity.
It's very cute that you keep checking his ass, but...
The butt is good. No abnormalities
Cut is
here.
post-mortem? I was thinking the same thing, like somebody was trying to cover it up. Or
I
cover
mean, if
up,
he got murdered, yeah.
How he was. Check the eyes, where are they red? Or is that just like the art style?
There's something odd about the eyeballs here. Yeah, that they're missing. The abnormality that I noticed in the corpse's eyes was dilated pupils, tears of blood, red spots in the eyeballs. He was staring right at me. I'm guessing this was...
I hope it's not the last one, because that would freak me out.
Does this mean there's 3 clues that you need to get about this, the stars?
Potentially.
Yeah,
The card
there
has been...
appear to be spots of hemorrhaging in the eyeballs. This isn't a common condition. Perhaps I should ask little guy about it.
That should wrap up what I can learn from here. I should review the gathered information. So back to the office. Hey, at least they tell when you're done. I doubt that there's going to be more information I can gather at this point. I should leave this room and consider the information I found so far.
Let's go ponder them.
There are a few things bothering me about this corpse. There's an eye abnormality, a wounded wrist, and an abnormal finger. Let's get back to my office and have this information analyzed. I can use my computer to sort out the information that I've gathered. I should try doing that now with what I've learned so far.
Select the computer to confirm the results of any analysis that you have requested.
Ding.
The investigator is trying to contact you through the computer. Point to the panel in the upper right of the screen and press the A button to talk to him.
Let's try sorting through the information that's been gathered.
Dr. Kimishima, the results of the examination of the knife have come in. Let's see, the knife itself is a cheap common brand sold all over the country. It'll be
Makes
difficult
sense.
to locate where the knife came from. The blood left on the blade matches the deceased's. Only his fingerprints were found on the handle as well.
I see. At least one thing is clear now. That is...
The murderer was wearing gloves.
The fingerprints and blood on the knife came from the body. This proves that the knife wasn't used. It's definitely suicide. The knife cut Dennis. It's Dennis's favorite knife.
It has to be the fourth one, right? Clearly.
It must be his favorite.
Well, the knife has cut Dennis.
I'm glad we established this.
Analysis is complete. Knife has become deadly knife.
Yes, this knife is believed to have been used to slit the victim's wrist. Even then, we can't prove that unless we compare it to the wound.
Fusing hint cards. Grab a card with A and B and place it on another card. If it is a correct combination, the two cards will fuse together.
Oh, so that's how you get the two. So this one goes in here.
The shape of the knife blade corresponds with the wound found on the wrist. This means that...
We're probably gonna get stuck once on figuring out which card goes on what, because we don't see the logic behind it. The shape of the knife blade matches the wound on the body's wrist. This shows that the knife was used. Dennis cut his own wrist, showed no hesitation. The knife didn't wound Dennis.
The knife was used on his wrist.
Now these trick questions.
I feel like these are a bit too easy compared to the earlier ones. Like, is this a pain reaction?
Maybe a little.
The card's slashing knife has been obtained.
Indeed. This appears to be an open and shut case. Then again, this all seems a little too convenient for me.
Are we just gonna ignore the video message? You still need to talk to you?
Dr. Kimishima, what's the matter? If you found something at the scene or on the body that you need me to analyze, please let me know. I do work for a nationwide organization after all. I'll try to help as much as I can. You need to pull that over to him.
How about this one? Okay, nothing more.
Nope. The finger?
Oh, that's a good idea.
There's no mistake. This finger is fractured. Can you send me the details? We'll get an x-ray performed as soon as possible. Oh, and I have one more piece of good news, Dr. Kimishima.
Oh?
I've received a recording from HQ of a witness's account.
Great, that will be useful. Who's the witness?
It's the deceased's neighbor. We've asked her some questions about the day of the incident.
She's the one that called the police, huh?
Maybe we'll be able to use her account to determine when the fire started.
The recorder can now be used. The neighbor's account has been added to the recorder. The topic neighbor's condition has been added to the neighbor's account on the recorder.
I'll send the data over to you. Please check it using the recorder in your room.
Not even on the PC.
Give him the eyes.
Hemorrhaging in the eyes, you say? It's a condition called petechia, caused by increased blood pressure and spasms in the blood vessels.
That's if you choke out a person, for example, right?
I would think so.
It's commonly found as a sign of death by asphyxiation.
Here we go.
Good thing we already learned what that means.
Wait a second, that doesn't seem right. If I recall correctly, the victim...
The spots in the body's eyes are signs of death by asphyxiation. Before that, it was believed that Dennis died of smoke inhalation, a slashed wrist, a broken finger,
Oh my god,
or
imagine.
concussion.
Imagine breaking your finger so bad that you end up dying from it.
That seems...
That sounds horrible.
absolutely horrible, yeah.
The cause of death was thought to be hemorrhaging from a slashed wrist. If the cause of death is asphyxiation, it's possible that we are dealing with a homicide.
Nope.
Analysis complete. Eye abnormality has become signs of asphyxiation. Can we talk to online guy about our weird demon phone that told us things?
And this one is still analyzing. That's the broken finger.
Listening to witness accounts. Point to the voice recorder on the desk and press A.
So before we do that, how about a short break?
Sounds good.
And then we will listen to the neighbor's account.
That's what killed Jack Daniel, the famous whiskey man. For real.
A
Are you pulling
broken
my leg?
finger.
I'm gonna look that up during the
I'm
break.
pulling your finger.
Please don't. I don't want to die like Jack Daniel. BRB.
We're back.
We are. Jack Daniel, according to Wikipedia, died from blood poisoning in October 1911. An oft-told tall tale is that the infection began in one of his toes, which Daniel injured one morning at work by kicking his safe in anger when he could not get it to open. However, Daniel's modern biographer has asserted that the story is not true, offering evidence that Daniel raged on the safe a few years before dying of unrelated gangrene. So, potentially yes. I wasn't around to confirm.
But who can really know? I'm quite sure it was a
Exactly.
fractured finger.
That's true. Why else would they put this in this? Why else would they put this in this game? Can't speak anymore. Now let's listen to the recorder.
Let's see what the neighbor has to say.
Kirsten Langley, Dennis's neighbor. She was asked about what she'd observed on the day of the incident. Select key points to hear. Listening to witness accounts. Press A to hear witness's statement. I feel like we've done that multiple times by now. Listening for clues. Point at words related to the topic in the upper left and press A. So now it's about the neighbor's condition.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's been so hot lately. I've been keeping the window that faces out into the street open because of the heat. That's how I could hear my neighbor so clearly. It was, let me think, around 3 in the afternoon? Yes, it must have been. I was watching Farewell Danny at the time. I heard this loud noise from my neighbor's room. And then the fire alarm started going off a little after that. I was really surprised. I think it was about 10 minutes. I looked out the window and saw smoke coming from next door. I ran over to my neighbor's door, but nobody answered when I pounded on it. But I had to see if there was anyone in there, so I pulled on the door. It was chained from the inside and no one answered me.
How
when
did she
I
know?
yelled. Yes, the fire truck came soon after that. A firefighter cut the chain on the door and went...
Okay, so she's the killer.
My neighbor? No, it seems he lived alone. Oh, but I remember an electrician came at around noon. Yes, I heard him talking outside the front door, so I don't think I could be mistaken.
Alright.
Then again, she's 70, but that doesn't
So,
say anything.
how does any of this pertain to his condition? I mean, now I believe that the electrician was the murderer, but...
Not her. How did she know the door was chained from the inside just by trying to open the door?
She also has a demon phone that tells her things.
That seems suspicious as hell if you ask me, but
I still think we need to point something out. I don't think it's just listen to it and then leave.
we can't point at something, can we? Can
You
listen
could
to it
have
again.
pressed
But
A the entire time.
It's
Oh.
been so hot lately.
can
Yes.
I
You can also
move forward a bit?
go forward. See?
Okay.
Those are different parts of
I
it.
was really surprised. I think
So there was a 10-minute period between the noise and when the fire started.
I looked out the window and saw smoke coming from next door.
Smoke?
Well, there was a fire at the time. Where there's smoke, it's kind of not nice that you can press forward on the number, but the text doesn't change. I would like the text to skip along so you know.
But this is 13.
Yeah, but you need to
This is
first
14.
press A to get it.
Oh, like that.
Not like if I now go one back,
Yeah.
you immediately see text 14. I first need to
Well,
go
yes.
14, A.
The fire truck came.
Because technically she needs to hear it.
It was chained from the inside and no...
So the room was completely locked. That lines up with what I've heard about the fire. Okay, so she's not
So,
suspicious about
wait.
that.
Nothing bad happens if we pick the wrong one. How about we just check all of them?
That we can do. Back to 1.
Yes, that...
It's been warm. It's close to the end of spring.
I've been keeping the window that faces out into the street.
Click it. We've heard all of it already.
Yeah, but then it doesn't make sense if I just say
Yes, it does.
nothing odd about that.
That's how I could hear.
Not surprised. That seems normal.
It was...
How would she be so sure what time it was?
Yes,
Because she's watching Farewell Danny. Ugh, Farewell Danny. Hate that insipid TV show.
I heard this...
Noise from next door. There must be more to this.
Then the...
A loud noise followed by the fire. That may be a clue.
I would not have ever picked that one.
No, that seemed normal, really.
Yeah.
Nope. Quiz.
The card neighbor's account has been
The way she
obtained.
described it, the sound doesn't seem to have been something exploding. Could the noise have been made by someone in the room? Or something else?
I guess the second one is gonna be the electrician that showed up.
So there was a noise coming from the room at around 3 p.m. and then the fire started. If the fire really started after the noise began, we should be able to narrow down the victim's time of death to some extent. Time to use the computer to sort out this new information. So we only needed that one card apparently.
Well, let's start with that.
Can you do something?
No.
No.
Apparently the neighbor heard something at 3 p.m. and the fire occurred soon afterwards. If Dennis was the one who made that sound...
Do we need to... Oh, no.
No.
Because that was the recording of his voice.
Check the dead.
The last
The
time,
last
he
time
was
he was
alive.
likely...
The room was sealed, and the
Yes.
neighbor heard the sounds at around 3 p.m. The fire occurred not long after that. What we can deduce from that is...
It suggests that Dennis was dead before 3 p.m. He was alive until 3 p.m. Died around 4. Dennis started the fire. Well, he was alive
I feel like
until
was
3.
alive until 3 and died around 4 are very similar, but I like the second one more.
I see what you mean, but this can't be.
Yeah.
That's too long because the police or the fire truck was already there by then. It took 20 minutes for the fire truck to arrive, so they were there at 3:20. So you...
Well, actually, he could have been dead by 3 p.m.
She said around 3 p.m. if you want to be specific, but let's say it was 3 exactly.
But
then
who
he was
says that
still
he
alive.
was the one that made the noise?
That is true.
The card Dennis's time of death has been obtained.
That's right. At least, that's all we can determine using our current information. The deceased was alone at the time, so there's a good chance he made the noise.
See, there you go.
Still, we need more information to see if there was anyone else in the room when it happened.
So it's the electrician thing. The topic, was anyone there, has been added to the neighbor's account on the recorder.
I need to go back and listen to it again.
I think now you gotta go there with the option, was there anybody? And then go for the electrician.
Oh yeah, but she already did mention that.
Press A.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so that was, I wanna say 16, 17?
No, that's a bit late, I think.
Neighbor? Oh, but I
Yeah.
remember.
So an electrician had come to the deceased's room that day at around noon.
Oh wait, now I get it. We need to answer the question that is asked there.
Yes, like I read out to you during the tutorial.
Yeah, but now it makes sense why we clicked that other one.
Yes.
I was just thinking of finding things that like stand out.
No. That was a previous chapter that we played. It was a
Yeah.
diagnostician.
This makes sense, this makes sense. So an electrician had come to the deceased's room that day at around noon.
The card electrician visit?
Can I
has
skip
been
these
obtained.
things?
No.
The card doesn't really matter that we obtained.
That was much earlier than when the fire supposedly started, but we should investigate it.
This seems like something for the FBI.
Seems little guy's trying to contact me. Should turn on my computer and hear what he has to say. We just turned it off.
Hey there, computer.
Ah, little guy. Perfect timing. It seems an electrician entered the deceased's room around noon on the day of the incident. If he's talked to your people, can you ask them for the recordings of the interview?
All right, I'll contact them immediately.
Please do. How's the analysis going?
Well, regarding the fracture on the corpse,
Oh yeah, that's what he was still checking.
Yes.
the right index finger was fractured by an external force. It's rather odd. There are no signs of healing in the fractured area.
No traces of healing. That would mean...
It's a
Done
fresh
shortly
one.
before the death.
That means the bone broke after he died. The bone was broken years ago. It broke fairly recent. He was born with it.
Oh my god. Also, this is mean too. Couldn't it also be the first one?
Yes. But we want to assume that we don't know that, so it was pretty recent because it could have happened in the struggle.
Why are some of these multiple choice questions completely redundantly easy and some of them are like, well, was it recently or was it after he died?
Yeah, but you don't know if it's after he died, so obviously it's recently. Nothing confirms that it's after he died, so it's not a correct answer.
Despite me doing that a lot, I hate arguing semantics.
Yeah, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, unfortunately.
And recent includes after.
I understand it, yeah, but still hate it.
He was born with it. What? The human body has the ability to heal itself when it has been damaged. If there are no traces of that healing in Dennis's right index finger, then... After he died. I'm sorry, but that makes no sense. What if it just broke during the struggle while he was alive?
And there would be signs of healing.
Excuse me? It does not start healing immediately,
Apparently,
now does it?
Maybe in Portland it does. Maybe it's Maybelline, exactly.
Yeah, but recently to me is also just before he died. Because we don't know if it's after he died.
Do you now understand why I hate arguing semantics with multiple choice questions like this?
This makes no sense.
Yes, it does. It happened after he died. There was no healing. The healing starts immediately.
Yeah, but here recently is like, oh,
just like
last
people
week.
usually start healing immediately after you tell them a story.
The moment I open my mouth.
No, that's when the healing stops.
That's right. Reactions to injury, like minute healing and hypodermic hemorrhaging, are vital reactions.
See?
They only occur while the body is still alive.
See?
Oh,
If you think about it, there are subtle differences. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but if I break my finger and I get killed right after,
Yes, when healing still started.
can you really tell?
Yes, apparently. It's semantics, but in forensics it's important. Yes, I mean, besides the whole in forensics, once this becomes a legal case and they have to like nail down who did it, like every layer of it matters. I get it. I find it frustrating, but I get it.
Oh, speaking of forensics, I suddenly had to think of it. If you are into that sort of thing and you like reading, you seriously have to check out the Dr. Hunter series, if I recall correctly, by Simon Beckett. I swear, they are absolutely brilliant. And they go into a lot of those details.
None of which you need to go into
They
right
are
now.
seriously fascinating. It's all fiction, but seriously, if you like reading and you're into this sort of things, check it out. Check it out. 100%.
Thank you. Carry on.
I have the series double. I got it in Dutch and in English.
That's how
good
much.
That's how good it is.
That's how good it is.
Thus, if there were no vital reactions to this broken bone, the fracture happened. It must have occurred after the person was already dead.
Told you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, and to be clear, there's no way that the body was damaged during transport.
Seems so weird to have it broken.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he has to point that out seems kind of rough.
Accidents can happen.
Oh, true. Imagine if he was transported in the bus that hit the shopping mall in an earlier chapter.
It could. I've seen stranger things in this game.
Yes, that's true.
We take the utmost precautions when moving bodies.
I don't know why, but
We
I
lifted
suddenly
him by his finger.
have this video in my mind where they use a horse to move an injured person, and it's like a
I think
doll.
it's a training.
It's a training.
thing.
It's a doll on a, what's it called,
Yeah.
brandcart? Brandcart?
I know what?
On a, what's the stretcher?
They put one of those devices to transport injured people. They put a doll on it, and then they put that on the horse, and the horse
They
is
put it
supposed to
behind
walk.
the horse, and the horse is supposed to like pull it,
Yeah.
but it starts panicking and like kicking, and this poor thing is like being thrown all over the place. I don't know why I was thinking of that. Like I
Because you
saw
like
the
it when people get hurt in transport.
no, like I saw the horse running in the back of my mind.
Huh. I hadn't considered that until you brought it up. Still, I'll take your word for it.
She agrees with you.
Finger was broken. Using the hand would have caused a great deal of pain. With that in mind, he shouldn't have been able to use his right hand all that well.
Wounded finger has become fractured finger.
Is there another one here? No.
We should ask little guy about the electrician.
But he
Bottom right.
was still gonna ask for that.
Okay, maybe not.
Let's go back to the room, I guess. I'm just gonna throw everything at him for
Stop
now.
giving him your demon phone.
Maybe now he has something about it.
No.
You don't know, do you?
No. That's not how that works. Stop that.
Now I'm almost through.
Can you tell that it's Tifa on controls? Other than the fact that you can see my hands?
Also, just in case.
Yes, please.
Well, let's go back to the evidence room.
Okay, and?
I believe I found everything I can. Okay, so we don't have to check the finger again. Well, there's nothing in the office we can do. Not going to find anything about this now. Might be able to learn more if I had more information. Okay.
Would you kindly go back to the computer?
Going back to computer. Oh, we need to...
Tifa, there's 2 rooms. One of them you're in, and the one you're in isn't it.
Okay, so we need to mix some cards, I guess. Oh, wait. Do they want to go with... Oh, if the finger is fractured, you can't use the slashing knife.
You could try that, yeah.
There was a wound in the left wrist and a fractured finger
Should have
on the
known.
right hand. This seems odd because...
Quiz time. The dominant hand was used. The knife was in an injured hand. Dennis was left-handed. He didn't use a knife at all.
What's with the amount of typos in this chapter? What seems odd about the broken finger and the slashed wrist miss that? Was he left-handed? Do we know
don't
that?
know.
The knife was in
Which-
an injured hand.
Which hand was cut? The
The
left
other
one.
one.
So he's right-handed.
It doesn't matter, the knife was in an injured hand.
Bloop.
So that's weird. We can't injured hand.
The deceased would have had to hold the knife in his injured hand to cut his left wrist. Then he would have had to cut deep enough to sever the artery, putting pressure on his broken finger. Even if he was right-handed, this situation just doesn't add up.
I mean, you don't need, well, for pressure.
Do you
it
really
helps.
need your index finger to cut like that? Because I would imagine you do most of the pressure like on the knife with like this part of your palm and
Yeah.
not the finger.
But usually you have your finger on top.
I don't. He wants... Oh. How about you click it again now?
Then you just get the
If
details.
Dennis did create the wound on his left wrist, then he must have held the knife in his injured hand. That's weird.
And we have nothing about that.
You know, you can just click on them to read them first before you make random decisions.
It's just like a recap.
Yes, but
We need to confirm that the electrician is here, but belly button guy was gonna come back to us.
Talk to him
about that. Oh. No. He said he was gonna ask for it, so that's what we're waiting for.
how about you check the recorder? I have a feeling.
Hello, Dr. Kimishima.
Marcos.
Cut the small talk. What do you want?
It's like it turned into a Danganronpa game. It
A
kinda
little
did.
bit. Except we don't get to draw a manga.
Kinda.
HQ's questioned the electrician that the neighbor mentioned. I've sent you the recordings.
There it is.
HQ already knew who he was, so there wasn't a problem.
Now we'll find out why that electrician went to the deceased's room.
Electrician's account has been added to the recorder. You need to move, Tifa. The topic reason for entering the room has been added. Let's do this.
Let's go check him out, shall we?
Liam Richardson, the electrician who visited Dennis's room the day of the incident. He was asked about what happened that day. He has the same smile as one of the murderers in Ace Attorney. Clearly, he must be to blame.
Obviously.
Let's do this.
Yes? Yes, that's right. A murder? Yes, that's fine.
No, it's not.
His ear was broken and it needed to be fixed.
He fixed the air. We should focus on that.
My air is broken.
Yeah, wait. What? This doesn't seem like a thing an AC repair person would say.
Do you have some duct tape for our air? It should work, right?
Duct tape should work on air, yes. That's weird.
It's probably like air conditioning.
There's nothing odd about having a repairman come to work on the ventilation system.
But they don't use the word air, do they?
Oh, for the fan.
They use fan or AC or HVAC or something like that. They don't just say air, do they?
I've never had a fan. Do you not just replace it?
I'm right here. Why would you say that?
Do you actually get a repairman for your fan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For like building stuff, yes.
Yeah, but one of the fans was like fully bent. Do you not just replace that thing?
If my landlord is supposed to fix that, I would call like the building's superintendent or whatever to have them send somebody to fix this because I'm going to do this on my bill. Yeah. It provides an airtight seal. Wow. I fucking love air conditioning. Apparently he does.
Can be so nice.
Still weird.
But at the very least, Dennis was still alive when the electrician came. We
Allegedly.
didn't learn about the deceased's condition at that time.
The topic Dennis's status has been added. Alright, let's do this again.
Why can't they leave me in here?
Because they put that menu way too early, so you can't change it in here.
Yes, that's right.
We were a
His
tree.
ear was broken and it needed to be fixed. That was around noon, I think. I got the call earlier that day. Yes, he said he needed it fixed that day, so I went straight there when I finished the job I was doing. Yeah, it was really quick. All I had to do was swap out a cable. Right. I think I was only there for about an hour.
There,
Yes,
7.
fixed his heater.
Oh.
You have the speed and the grace of Dennis right now.
But this is not about the status, though.
Is it not?
No, this is about how long he was there, not about how Dennis was looking or feeling back then.
Read your line.
Just an hour, so there's quite a gap between when he left and when the fire started in the room.
No, really.
The customer?
So here it goes.
Well, the way he looked, I wouldn't be surprised if he committed suicide.
It wouldn't be surprising if the deceased committed suicide. Sounds like an important detail.
What the
Wait,
fuck kind of sentence is that?
Does he know he committed suicide? What did he say in the beginning?
Well, we
death?
do not know what the police told him. We only hear his lines.
Wait,
If a police guy goes, we would like to interview you about the suicide of person so
he
and so.
responded to what we heard. I'll go back in a second.
The card Dennis seemed depressed. Has been
Does that mean
obtained.
the deceased had a motive for killing himself?
Apparently, Dennis really loved his air conditioning.
We're going back.
Reminds me of how often Higurashi they bring up how occasionally sleazy cop Oishi has a decent car because it's got air conditioning.
We
When
never
did-
played it, so...
When did Higurashi come out? Because I think it's not that young. And air conditioning was a big thing when that was like starting
See?
to be a thing.
There! A murder!
Needed to be fixed.
Oh,
And then he goes like...
how does he know it's a murder?
Yeah, because that's probably been asked. Like, hey, there's been a murder. You've been there.
But they ruled it a suicide currently. How about we check
No,
out the
we
end of the
said
conversation
there's
first?
been a murder. We asked him questions, but then later on he goes,
We
I'm
have
not
not
surprised.
asked anything. We're sitting here. We are doing the investigation.
He's responding to what we told him. So he goes, oh, there's been a murder. That's why I'm being interviewed. And then he later on goes, I'm not surprised he's committing suicide.
First of all, the way you're clicking through all of this makes me angry.
I was getting back to the terrace.
Second of all, not what I was talking about.
You're not the lead investigator.
It takes place in 83. I think ACs in cars were not a huge thing back then. I remember us my family, getting a car in, I want to say, 96? Yeah, 96 or 97. And that did not have an AC yet. My grandfather got the better model, that one did have one. That was a huge deal.
I don't even remember.
On the day of the incident, the electrician had been asked to repair the deceased's air.
Also, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I didn't think I forgot this was spoken.
It's fine. Go
The
on.
electrician went to the deceased's room at noon and left after finishing his work. Both the deceased's neighbor and the electrician himself agree on this.
Nope. Old lady got consumed.
Repair confirmation. What's with the dead cards?
Well, this is the looking depressed.
So do you think dead and dead go together?
Indeed, both of these facts relate to the deceased. The last time the deceased was seen alive was...
Between noon and 1, around 2, around 2, around 3, around 4.
Did you say 2E?
Between noon and 1. Seen alive.
Seen alive between noon and 1, yeah.
Excellent reasoning. Wait, did that come earlier?
No.
Then why was it only excellent now?
He was already dead on the inside.
Dennis. Depressed.
Arguably,
this is
he was
like-
depressed and he was sad of the same thing. Or he was sick of the same thing.
This is like a final quiz sort of thing.
The last time we believe the deceased could have been alive is...
Around 3. That's when the neighbor heard the noise.
Ricard Dennis's condition has been obtained.
Indeed. The neighbor reports hearing a sound from the room at that time. Within an hour after that, a fire started in his room. The deceased was later discovered dead. That's all we know at this point.
Why are you not reading your lines?
We're gonna start sorting through them. Gotta ask little guy about it. It's the same every time.
I'll give you the same lines every time. Besides analyzing information for you, you can also speak to the investigator using the computer.
They updated the autopsy report.
You talk to him the same way you did earlier. Yes, they did update it actually. Now, what are you Talk to him! Talk!
Hey, little guy. I want to go through the information that we've gathered so far.
Why do you think you get a tutorial? Yeah, wait. If you ever thought, I'm watching these two idiots play this game. Why does this game keep giving them the same tutorials over and over? And you know, when we were playing the first few chapters back to back, I was thinking, yeah, no, it's a bit excessive. We get told the same things over and over. Now I'm beginning to understand.
But by giving here, you can go for a sec. My wrist is starting to hurt.
No wonder, because you're holding it weird.
We can talk like him like this too. That's completely valid, which was also explained in the tutorial.
Let's do that.
The deceased, Dennis Taylor, was found dead in his apartment.
We know.
Let's see. His body was discovered because...
Do we need to answer that for you?
The incident that led to the discovery of Dennis Taylor's body was...
The fire, technically. No, fire.
Read the line!
Oh, funny noises, a fire, people complaining about the smell or screaming.
He stank. A fire. Excellent reason.
Yes, but by the time firefighters arrived on the scene, the fire had already gone out. His corpse was found on the bed.
That's right. The FBI and police initially ruled this case as a suicide. The reason for that was
Hemorrhaging in
When
his
the
eyes.
body was first discovered, it appeared that Dennis Taylor had committed
He
suicide
literally just said that.
because
You don't need to go through that. Bruises under his armpits, the knife and the slashed wrist. The corpse was wearing a shirt. The knife, I already said that one. The knife and the slashed wrist.
because he was wearing a shirt.
That must be it.
Whew. I know they needed a fourth line because we need 4 options, but seriously? I'm wearing a shirt right now. Excellent.
That's correct. The other reason was
But he can't make it to... The door was locked.
Another reason why the death was
He's
initially believed to be a
literally
suicide
saying
was...
that.
No, he
Why?
didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
We talk about the suicide and then he goes, another reason is, it's literally what he's saying.
To all of you
Give
working
me
in
this
writing for video games, I want to tell you that I love you and I see the effort you put in.
The door was locked. His finger was broken. He was in his bed. He didn't run from the fire.
Because he had hemorrhoids.
I mean, that can suck a lot.
No, Megan, actually I won't sit anywhere. I got hemorrhoids. Recently found that vine again and it's just living rent-free in my head.
The door was locked.
Excellent reasoning, Tifa.
Indeed. The slashed wrist and the chained door point towards suicide. It would seem he was so desperate for death that he would both slit his wrist and set his room on fire. That isn't a surprising conclusion.
the knife blade does match the shape of the wound in the wrist. The blood on the blade matches his DNA. Lastly, the deceased's fingerprints were found on the handle of the knife.
So, 1 second. She just said that, yeah, if you want to commit suicide, then cutting your wrist and setting the room on fire are logical. Is that true?
I mean,
Because
people tend to set something on fire in a closed enclosure to die of smoke inhalation.
yeah, but like, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with this whole topic, but in my experience, isn't it usually one cause of death?
Yeah, but I think it's more like a combined thing that she's saying. Like people do this or people do that.
Yeah, but do people in... That's how I took her line. Do they usually do multiple things?
Potato, potato.
I guess.
Those are all true, but there was something odd about that wound on his wrist. First,
The reason why the wrist wound seemed
Yeah,
unnatural for a
please.
suicide was... She did not say that. No. I'm waiting for you to read your lines.
The arm wasn't restrained, no pain reaction wounds, wound isn't deep enough, and it's too small to be fatal.
Well, it was this one, no?
Yeah, we had that.
It was deep enough to hit the artery, too small to be fatal, we don't know, because that's also a blood loss over time thing. Burning his method is new to me.
Well, if you start a fire, I would say 99.9% of all people don't actually die of burning, but of smoke.
Yeah.
So starting a fire can actually be a thing.
If we do assume that this was a suicide, another discrepancy is that
The knife was in his right hand, left hand, both his hands in the snow while going uphill, and there was no knife.
I'm sorry, the knife was in both of his hands.
I mean, you can. Benjima.
Hello, Benjima.
Thank you for the recap. Recap.
Thank you for the recap.
Reset.
Yes, wonderful.
Jack's throwing me off with all his double words.
Benjima, can you believe it? I'm actually wanting Tifa to go through all the words that are on the screen.
She's literally saying it.
Not
It's like
once.
there is no need to go through it again. Like you're stalling. You're stalling.
Not once did she do that. Hello,
She did.
Benjima. Thank you for the resub. Much appreciated. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. So,
She's going, another discrepancy, whatever, is like there's no need to go through that again.
Another
Obviously,
discrepancy?
we have very different playing styles when it comes to this.
Yes,
Maybe I
we do.
should take the game
No,
back
you
because
shouldn't.
then I can just do it myself.
hope you're well. Better now that you're here. Distracting Tifa for a moment.
Glad to hear you're good.
There is no spoon. Well, But maybe there was a knife. I don't recall.
In his... Wait. In his right hand, and that's the hand that was injured.
Excellent reasoning.
His finger was fractured. Would he have been able to use a knife with a wounded hand?
I would argue yes, but who am I?
It's very unlikely, but that's not the only thing that raises doubt. If he did die of the knife wound, he would have bled to death.
Yeah.
However, investigating the corpse points to a different cause of death. That is...
The broken finger.
If a victim died from blood loss, then there was something odd about the condition of her body.
Skin tone, fractured hyoid bone, hemorrhaging in the eyes, and wound on left wrist. What's the eyes?
Yes, because we learned that is a sign of asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's right. The petechia on the eyes and the strange bruise on his abdomen. There's more than enough evidence to doubt that this was a suicide.
But according to the electrician's statement, the victim seemed like he might be in a state to commit suicide.
Indeed. There are too many uncertainties to be able to draw a conclusion at this point. I'm going to have to investigate the scene for myself. Little guy, get me approval to enter the area.
We're going full CSI now.
Wasn't she already there? And then she left.
You shouldn't have a problem, Dr. Kimishima.
Yes, she was like, well, this isn't my job, bye. And then she drove back. She drove there to look at it, got a phone call from a demon, put her phone back
exactly.
and then left. Yeah.
So doesn't she already have approval to go there?
Maybe she needs it again.
Okay.
I'm sure my bosses will approve you right away.
Yes, but I don't intend to waste any time. I'm going there right now.
Zoom in and enhance. That's the
Deal with
plan.
the rest on your end.
I guess.
The crime scene is now available to investigate. You can go there by using the map screen.
Might be able to gather more information if I visit the actual crime scene. Should leave this room and go to the crime scene now.
But first we must save.
Gotta be safe and safe.
Exit.
I was gonna say, nothing happens. Now I need to begin investigating the scene.
The crime scene is now available. Yes. From now on you'll be able to visit that location whenever you want.
We already get approval.
I hope we get paid by miles. Investigation, scroll the screen, A zooms in, B zooms out. Finding clues, use A to select anything suspicious at the crime scene.
Okay, so it's the same as earlier.
Didn't work.
So I'm not sus. It's a pin-up poster. I suppose this is the kind of woman he liked. I know it's not supposed to say that, but I read I love IKEA there for some reason.
I read it as I love C.
But I think it's Gia.
I think that's an S. S-E-A? Alright.
It could be.
Oh, that looks like we will get to use like luminol later.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a dusting brush for the fingerprints.
This is where the deceased's corpse was. If this bloodstain is his blood, then...
The bloodstains on the bed, it appears that the position Dennis had died in was...
On his back, on his stomach, on his side, doing a handstand.
Clearly a handstand. Laying on his back.
Yeah.
The blood was on the left side. If he cut his left hand, he had to be laying like this.
True. Could also
So-
be on his side though, but... Laying on his left side.
No.
Oh, but wait, do you even have the outprints?
Yes. Handstand with an injured hand, not with that broken finger.
Some people can do it with one hand.
That's when he broke his finger. Case closed.
From the position of the bloodstain, it would appear he was lying face up on the bed. There was only the one bloodstain, so he didn't move around much after his wrist was slit. If this truly is a suicide, that would mean that he bled to death here. However, the amount of hemorrhaging here seems to be too small for a man to completely bleed out.
I was gonna say, how much blood is in an adult person?
I don't
7
believe
or 8
bloodstains
liters.
in games anymore.
True, yeah. Fair enough.
Like sometimes there's this tiny drop and it's like, oh, he bled to death. And sometimes there's like a pool that you can swim in and it's like, oh, it's just a little cut.
It's just a flash wound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just use a potion. It will
The
heal.
amount of blood will never convince me of anything anymore in the game.
Fair enough. Okay. Bloodstains on the bed. I didn't click the bed, lady. I was talking about the fact that this thing is pushed over.
Try the foot? No.
Your foot.
I mean, it does have signs of a struggle, I would say.
Let's look elsewhere.
Go to the table
Let's look elsewhere.
for the fire spot.
This is a table.
Yes, it is.
Also,
Look closely. The burns are most severe right here. What was burning here?
Yes.
the air dude said that he just had to swap a cable,
Yeah.
and that's it. But the fan is broken.
Yes.
Wouldn't you also fix the fan then? Or
We don't know when
mention
that happened.
Seems weird to have had that happened after.
Ashes.
If I send this for analysis, I might find out what was on fire on the table.
Okay.
Will you now automatically do that?
No.
See? Look at...
It's the ceiling fan. There's a speed selector and a timer.
This part also looks really short compared to this. Like by
It looks
itself
a
it
bit
would have been
odd.
okay because of the angle, but with this it looks tiny.
Yeah.
One of the blades seems to be broken, though.
Stage that the ceiling fan was broken in Dennis's room. This is odd because...
It's not fan season. The fan is new. A repairman came. The firefighters broke it.
The repairman came that day. He was only talking about a cable, like Tifa said. What was
5 stars.
fixed?
The electrician had supposedly come to fix the air. I need to review his testimony to confirm what he actually fixed.
A cable. Alright. It's a doorknob.
Seems rather fancy for this place though.
This is a Türklinke.
That seems rather normal for a door.
That's
but
a
sure.
door handle, not a door knob. I'm sorry to be so anal about this, but... Alright.
You can't select the tools yet, can you?
How is this mess down here not something...
Drawers full of clothing. Not a big fan of organization, I see.
Do
I
we
would
not
also
see
think-
that this lamp had been like pushed over and this stuff looks like it's just been ripped out?
Oh, select the fire thing on the ceiling. No, okay.
Not interesting,
She
Tifa.
did say we can come back whenever, so I'm guessing they now want us to check about the fan and analyze the thing on the floor and then come back.
But she also hasn't said that there's nothing else. That's what's throwing me off.
But if she would say that, that wouldn't mix with
Who's
the...
this in the picture?
You're welcome.
You can always come back.
The deceased's friend? I see. I was so caught up in the case that I didn't check the man's background. Hello, little guy. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yes, I hear you. Did you need something, Dr. Kimishima?
Now that you mention it, yes.
Yes. Can you do me a favor and look into the deceased's friends? I'm going to send you a picture right now. Try getting a hold on whoever that is.
All right. Is there anything in particular you'd like us to find out?
Everything.
Let's see. First, about the deceased himself. It'd be great to find out more about the day of the incident.
All right. I'll make preparations to have them question. I'll send you the recordings of their answers, so please check the recorder.
Good. I'm glad you can get on this so quickly. I'll be counting on you.
This seems to be all the information I can gather. Good job. No, you can keep it.
You said you want to take over again. You were getting mad at
No,
me.
it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you play really annoying.
Yeah, so do you.
Should return.
So do I. Aren't you happy that I kept clicking on things? Otherwise, I would have had to come back for this.
That is very
Office.
true.
Dr. Kimishima, I forgot to tell you. We interrogated the man in the photo that was found in the victim's room. As usual, I've transferred the voice data over to you. Please use the recorder to review the interview.
Alright, this conversation is about the victim's acquaintances, right? You may have some valuable information for us. At least information regarding the victim on the day of the incident. Should keep my ears open while I listen to it.
Friend's account. Does she usually just cover
La la
heroes?
la la la
Yeah.
la la la.
Play la la. Topics: victim's behavior has been added.
Should we
Nope.
first let him analyze the
Yes.
stuff while we wait?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
The table thing.
Viewing hint cards. Tilt the sticker left and right to scroll through all the cards on the computer screen. You can use the left stick or the arrows to scroll even while grabbing a card.
Handy, handy. Like, no, not this one.
Ashes.
There. Can you analyze this for me?
Yes, of course. What's this?
I've collected some of the remains of the fire. Can you find out what started it?
We didn't start the fire. I can't promise anything, but I'll send it to the lab.
But the air guy did. He is so guilty.
Yeah, him and the neighbor.
They're probably in cahoots.
That word. Cahoots. That's sus. I'll contact you once the results of analysis come back, so please continue with your investigation.
Alright. And now we go check the recording of witness C.
James Morton, Dennis's friend. He was asked about how the victim had acted before his death.
Victim's behavior. No. 21.
What you want, man? Why are you calling me out here? Huh? You want to talk about Dennis? You're better off asking his girlfriend. Her name's, Stella.
Wait, first this one? This has to do with the deceased acquaintances. I'll have to remember this.
Her name's, Stella. Yeah, she's at the club down on Roulette Street.
Club on Roulette Street. Her name's Stella.
Yeah, she can probably tell you more about Dennis than I can.
We have a name for a place that sounds fishy.
Nothing. He's a friend of mine, you know? I don't hate him.
So he was a friend.
We'd been drinking together the night before he died, after all.
So he's been with the victim until the morning of the incident.
He did seem pretty flush recently, if you know what I mean.
Dennis had money. I wonder how he got it. Here I was thinking... just flushed. Bit drained.
Like flush down the toilet himself. Oh my god. No, flush with cash.
Yeah.
He called me up out of the blue and said he'd pick up the tab that night.
Dennis is the one who invited his friend.
That wasn't really important. It was just how he normally brags. He was all proud of this red Portland Jacks t-shirt he was wearing too.
A Portland Jacks t-shirt.
This is the detail we needed. Are you shitting me?
If he was telling the truth, the victim was wearing that shirt on the day of the incident.
But he was wearing a white shirt when he died.
But yeah, what?
That's the clue, I guess.
What? Favorite shirt?
In any case, after hearing this testimony,
We're only halfway.
Wait,
it's hard to believe that the deceased would have committed suicide.
so it was because he was wearing a shirt? No,
It won.
that's what they make it seem like. No. So,
Should have picked that.
since we have not listened to half the statement, we now know that the night before he went drinking with a friend and he paid.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a particular shirt.
Yeah.
That he isn't wearing multiple hours later. Am I the only person that sometimes changes what they're wearing?
No, but it can make sense, especially if you go to like a bar or a club. When you come back, you can really stink like smoke and
Yes,
all other things.
so you get changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how's that the thing?
Well, if that's the actual reason. I mean, blood on his Da Vinci gloves and getting them dirty was the last straw.
Had to
I
be,
mean,
had to be.
if it's one of those
Yeah.
days, that can definitely be.
Return to monkey. If only we could.
Oh, it actually does enter.
The man said in his interview that the deceased had a girlfriend. I wonder if HQ knows who she is.
Well, Stella from Roulette.
Little guy
Something.
about.
Yes, did you call Dr.
Should we
Kimishima?
go back and finish the rest of that call?
No, clearly
I
not.
need you to look into somebody for me. A woman named Stella Abbott.
Where'd she get the last name from?
Did he mention the last name?
No,
No, he might have with the club.
no.
Oh, the deceased's girlfriend? Well, technically his ex.
That doesn't matter. Can you find her?
We already have. HQ's just finished questioning her. Oh, should I send you the recording?
Yes.
Please. Now, if you don't mind. I feel like I'm getting closer to understanding who Dennis Taylor really is.
Is this all really the job of a person performing the autopsy?
The recording isn't there yet. Shall we finish James?
Yeah, let's do this. We were on 11. At least listen to it, you know.
The red ones are a limited edition or something. They're pretty rare. Didn't you know that? Lame.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he worked
worked at this crappy little bar in some back alley. Then again, you probably can't really call it a bar either. How did he make his cash? Psh, who knows, man? I don't.
What a great friend.
I said you should be talking to his girlfriend. Hey, you guys seriously think that he offed himself? It's just stupid. And he was one sharp SOB, always looking out for himself. I mean, he always thought that if you had no money, then you should get out and steal some. You really think someone like that would just kill himself? Well, it's got nothing to do with me anyway.
You seem
kinda
awfully
fun.
suspicious. And also like you're an asshole.
I mean, a little. Oh no, we did have to finish it. Something's not right. According to the victim's friend, the victim was wearing a t-shirt on the day he died.
On the morning, at night probably. Why are we hung up about a shirt?
I may be able to learn something new here. I should take another look at the victim's personal effects.
Yeah, let's do that. It's like
When
Ace
there's a save
Attorney.
button.
IRL. They'd have several teams do this, likely to go over information. Yeah, that would make sense.
Kinda. Back to his clothing we go.
I guess that's why she gets paid for big bucks.
Dennis's friend mentioned what he'd been wearing. Which was obviously not this.
That reminds me. Someone mentioned the clothing that the deceased was wearing on the day of the incident.
Well, what are you, Jack? We just said that.
Button shirt.
That's odd. There's nothing that stands out about the clothing. Somebody said something about what the deceased had been wearing that day.
We literally said that 3 times now. Maybe something else?
Wait,
We didn't mention the pants, right?
no.
The wrinkles?
I'm trying to look inside to check for like red fabric because, or any
This is
fabric
not a
that
shirt,
stands
though.
out. Yeah, but maybe he was wearing this shirt over it. You know, I'm trying to think really
like
dumb.
that. No, I think we got what we needed.
Okay.
Can click on it once more.
Wait, are all the
pants?
buttons there?
Yeah,
Yeah. Wait.
something weird missing.
Okay. You know, dumb stuff like that.
I think we just needed the button shirting. Now belly button is gonna come and go like, hey.
Do you know about the limited edition Portland something shirt?
I don't know. No, enough of the information. Or we gotta now mix things. We have the button shirt.
Well, that with this problem.
Something about this shirt is bothering me.
There's a large discrepancy between the clothes found on the body and the testimony of the one who saw him earlier.
Different color, size, owner, or material.
Well, owner we don't know, but it's definitely a different color.
Also different material, probably.
We don't know that.
Excellent reasoning.
That's right. The deceased was apparently wearing a red t-shirt on the day of the incident.
I'm proud of you. I could skip that card. I even gave you a second.
Don't get cocky.
Did he change after he got home? Or was there some reason for changing his shirt?
Left. Right.
Can we mix these?
This does raise some doubts. The electrician supposedly came to the victim's room to fix his air, but he didn't repair the ceiling fan?
Weird, right?
Or did the fan break after the electrician had left?
Possible. Sometimes you just have one of those days. Electrician's activity.
In any case, I'll need to hear his account again.
It was a cable.
What was fixed has now been added.
Okay, we
Anything
can
else
find that out.
Mix? Not really, right?
Not bloodstains on the bed and the shirt. No. I think it makes sense to me, but
I see where you were going.
you know, blood on this thing.
Did you receive the voice data?
From the deceased's girlfriend? Have you sent it?
You should be able to listen to it using the recorder. Please listen to it when you can.
Should we do the air dude first?
Whichever one.
First, I want to know about the deceased's source of income.
He did seem fairly well off for somebody without a steady job.
Indeed. I'll be listening for that while I'm going over the recording.
Victim's lover's account. Dennis's income. Alright.
Let's do the... Oh, he's already on there. Let's do his
do
testimony
Liam first. Yeah.
And check what was fixed.
I think it was near the middle, but...
That was...
Next. Next.
Yeah, it was really quick.
There it is.
Just a cable swap. I suppose that's not an unusual problem. Oh.
Wait, then it was earlier, then it was the air.
You said what?
He said his air was broken.
Yeah.
You fixed the ventilation. I wonder if you could share some more information, but...
That was...
Well, later he said the heater.
Said he needed it fixed. Yeah, it was right. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
He fixed the heater. Something about that seems odd.
So, first of all, again, it's still weird to me that he uses the word air. So he comes to fix the air, it's a cable swap, but it still takes an hour, and then it's the heater, and then a fan is broken. None of this makes sense.
I mean, a cable swap can take longer, like if a cable goes into a wall.
Yeah, true, fair enough. But still, the way he presents all of his information is weird, together with a murder? Oh yeah, suicide. Like...
Yeah. Supposedly, the electrician came to Dennis's room to fix the heater. This seems odd because I don't have a problem with reading this out. I have a problem with reading this out if the almost exact same has been said just before.
It's too hot to need the heater, as the nosy neighbor told us.
That is true, but don't you want it fixed if it... Oh wait, he wanted it fixed day.
Yes.
It must have been expensive.
Possibly.
I mean, I'd rather have it fixed before I need it than
same.
while I need it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, the deceased's neighbor mentioned that. Summer is already starting. And yet, on the day of the incident, the deceased wanted to have his heater repaired?
Well, yeah, better to have it when you need it than to need it fixed when you want to use it.
What if he has winter toes?
Exactly. What if he has low blood pressure and therefore just feels cold
Maybe
easier?
he was cold.
There's something strange about this after all.
What if he was just really horny and he wanted to call over his girlfriend and he wanted to crank up the heating so that when she comes in, she's gonna be warm and undresses.
Ah, another main character I see.
She looks like she has a lot of personality. Dennis's ex-girlfriend. She was asked about Dennis' activities while he was alive.
Let's see what she has to say.
More like witness Double D, am I right? I had to, I'm sorry.
Seriously? What are you
They're all so friendly.
work to do? So let's get this over with. Huh? Dennis? You mean Dennis Taylor?
How many Dennises have you dated?
Brings back bad memories.
Too many.
Oh.
We broke up years ago.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Wait, what? See, so she wasn't in a relationship with him when he died then.
Yeah, at first I thought he was an interesting guy, pretty cool and all. But he never had a job, and he just kind of wandered through life.
She certainly didn't think much of him then.
But he never had a job, and he just kind of wandered through life. Oh, but he always had money. I'm sure he didn't come by it honestly.
Not a very subtle hint there, Stella.
Oh, but he always... Ugh, are you really this slow? Don't you get it?
How are these people talking to the police?
Good heavens. The deceased's been holding on to quite a secret. I'm going to have to change the way I approach this case.
Do regular people get stopped by the police to go, hey, sorry, we need an hour of your time. Can you please come with us to the precinct where we interview you about the death of a former acquaintance of yours? And you go, are you dumb? Like,
Let's go through the information we have, now that we know the deceased's true identity. Unbelievable. The deceased had this hidden dark side to him.
what information do we have to back this up?
More and more like a case worth
Oh,
investigating.
we're just taking this as...
Yeah, let's just take everything for granted.
I mean, it does make sense right now. Never works, does have lots of money, comes in
Look at me.
flashes and waves.
Look at me. Look at me.
Oh, I thought
Turns
you were gonna
away.
remove an eyelash
Yes.
or something.
I'm trying to.
Hulk, how you doing?
Happy Tuesday.
Actually, probably. Yeah, I would think so.
Somebody, I guess.
Was a drug dealer, and there could be a variety of reasons to kill him.
Still, I can't let my prejudices cloud the truth. I need to remain objective.
I hate drug
However,
dealers.
it seems that we're going to have to change our views regarding this case.
Right. I'll prepare the CSI's ALS.
ALS.
Those are letters,
The
yeah.
advanced light source that can adjust the wavelength being emitted?
The what now?
Advanced light
I'm sorry, the
source.
what now?
What do we need this for?
Also, she said CSI.
Yeah. What does this do? This seems like quite a big thing for
It doesn't
the
have
local
glasses.
police, the FBI, and the CSI to get involved.
Well, apparently we have advanced light sources.
Ooh, I did the
The proper
three-finger counting thing instead of this one.
counting. You did it the correct way. Thank you
I'm
for
surprised I never do that.
that. 3 more days, then a week off. Nice.
Ooh,
Do you already
nice.
have plans for that time off?
You going somewhere for Christmas or you just having a chill time?
That's right. An object's
Is it what?
visibility depends on the light being reflected from that object. The ALS lets you select a particular wavelength to focus only on what you want to see.
So like black light?
Or hide what you don't want to see?
Oh, no.
I'll try using it. Thanks, little guy.
The investigation light can now be used for investigating crime scenes.
I'm still not sure what this does, but fine, whatever.
This means... Yes.
You still gotta listen to the rest of the conversation.
Just saying out. Well, that is perfectly fine too. Sometimes that's all it takes.
That was so nice. We didn't really do anything during our 2 weeks. I was so... kinda still am so relaxed.
Yeah, trying to keep it up too.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he always... He worked for this big fish called
Oh, there.
Theodore. I guess Dennis got totally used by him, the dumbass. And that was it. I broke up with him. I mean, dealing drugs? That's way too dangerous for me. Who knows? I assume he's still out there dealing. I mean, I can't do anything to stop him. Huh? He died? When?
Maybe just, report him to the police.
Why? Did you really report someone you know for dealing drugs?
Yes.
If it's just like weed, no. If we're talking coke, maybe.
Well,
Probably not. Not
How
sure.
much weed do you have to sell to be able to afford this lifestyle without ever working properly? Yeah, I think it's more than just that.
Weed, personally, I don't really see the issue with. Before I
A
start,
good thing you're not with the police.
that is true.
Well,
We
you
like
spend
talk
it-
about meth, maybe.
I hate mathematics too. I have the amount, that's what I'm thinking. Probably spent getting tattoos and looking for a new job.
Ooh,
Both of those sound good. Do you already have a design in mind?
that sounds good.
The ALS investigation light. The light source is useful for examining crime scene. And why do I only get it now? Tilt the left stick while zoomed in, then press A to use it. The ALS can help reveal clues not visible to the human eye. It's a vital tool in solving cases. I was afraid they would say that.
Oh, this light is kind of annoying.
This is kind of hurting my eyes.
if you like focus along with it. Something's supposed to change, I take it?
I would have sat down here because where else would you make this mess? But
Oh,
that sound
they
is
couldn't
so
find-
annoying.
they couldn't find a better sound. Oh, stop that.
I'm gonna look for the rest of the stuff first, just in case.
Like, who thought that was a good sound? Why not just a ding, Like any other perfectly fine sound, like you got it? Oh,
At least, I'm trying to find the silver lining because that is the second most annoying sound I ever heard. At least, unlike with
vibrates
Ace Attorney,
through my brain.
you know when you found something.
That is true, but why not just a ding?
Yeah. The sonic ring sound.
Ding. Like there's a lot of sounds that you can put in that goes like, got it. If the visual clue wasn't enough of an effect.
There's white powder.
Yeah.
It looks like there are footprints in it.
See, there we go. Why would there be someone with ALS at the crime scene? I was thinking of a disease as well at first. I was like, ALS? What are we talking about? Hulk getting some more color done on the right sleeve. Nice.
Ooh, how long is your session still, roughly?
Did you ever think of getting more tattoos done?
I do, but I'm not sure what. I still need to finish the one on my side, technically.
You should get a tattoo of our emotes.
I would do it.
On your left and right butt cheek.
I would do it if you get a matching one. But I'll only get my own face on it.
I was gonna say, getting each other's faces tattooed on your butt is kind of like, well, like a tramp stamp. You know, lower back?
4 or 5 hours, oh nice.
Damn.
That's
Sounds like
still
a lot.
a long sit. Perfect time for during your vacation though.
True. White stuff, huh?
Or a manatee tattoo. Like in my neck. That would still be super cute.
You don't have as much neck as a manatee needs space.
If I was getting one, I was thinking of getting like a Pokemon one. And I want like this sort of like Magikarp thing. I saw someone with a Magikarp sleeve once. Or
Yeah.
not like personally, but like in the video. And it looked awesome. It was so nice. White powder on floor.
I can guess at what this powder is, but I should send it in for analysis just in
What if it... Listen,
What if it's flour?
do I like drug dealers? No, I don't. Who does? But just because you know that this guy sold drugs, what if it's flour? What if it's baking powder?
Well, that's why she's bringing it in anyway. Could have immediately gone, yeah, this drugs. Yeah. They
Cocaine.
always do like the taste test. Ah,
It's this thing, right? Because
that's a drawer.
This powder on the floor seems to trail behind the shelf.
see, good thing I did it again.
That is like on the same level of annoying as in the Zelda game.
The magnet gloves,
The
the
magnet
worst
gloves
Zelda item ever made.
Were slightly worse because it kept going when you used it.
The sound itself wasn't as annoying. The fact that it was permanent
Yeah.
during use, yes.
There's more of that powder inside this hole in the wall.
There's your drugs.
What if it's just like concrete dust from breaking the wall?
Sure thing.
What an obvious place for a hiding spot. Mr. Taylor wasn't all that clever.
And still, you guys didn't find it.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's never been found. Hidden hole in the wall.
This seems to be all the information that I can gather with the ALS. I should return to my office and sort through what I've learned there. Thank you.
Hey, little guy, come to my office. We need to try out this coke.
That makes me very happy. I need more information about the white powder that I found at the crime scene. Go let him
Could it
analyze
be-
that.
Oh my god, you know what I suddenly have in my mind? I think it's National Geographic. They have this TV show. I think they did it for Disney or with Disney.
Coquina.
Yes,
Coquina.
where they have this like documentary about the anti-drug officers at international airports.
In Colombia, I
There's a
think?
couple episodes about the one in Colombia, and every time somebody gets found with cocaine, they have this soundbite that plays, and it echoes like 6 or 7 times.
It's like super dramatic.
So, like the lady officer stands there, he's like, in Spanish, yeah, we found cocaine on the guy, and when she says cocaine, the soundbite triggers. It's like cocaina, 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 cocaine.
But like super dramatic,
yeah.
with this
Cocaine,
echo.
Now I can't get it out of my head.
You need to analyze that.
Oh yeah, I pressed both buttons.
That's
I think we have a pretty good idea of what this is. I'll have it investigated in any case. Can you please wait? Sure.
Dr. Kimishima,
Oh.
about that
Nice.
powder that was spread on the floor, there were traces of drugs found within it.
No way! Drugs! In my drugs!
A number of different sets of footprints were identified in that powder as well.
Who walks
Different
through their
sets
cocaine?
of footprints.
They all belonged
How?
to the firefighters, police.
Oh, pictures or something. Okay, yeah, fair.
I see. That means
My shoes are now more expensive. Footprints found in drugs were all from firefighters, policemen, and myself, as tells us that.
They fell when the fire started. The killer is a firefighter. The drugs were there for days. Dennis committed suicide.
What?
That is absolutely what it means.
Yeah, for days, right?
I would say so, yeah.
The killer is a firefighter.
It seems how would it have fallen when the fire
Or
started?
this.
It fell
These two.
through the wall, around the closet, on the floor.
These two options are not mutually exclusive. They are time-wise, but ultimately, how am I supposed to know? Can I do a test on it to find out how old it is? How oxidized it has been? What the fuck? How am I supposed to know?
It must have been there for days. Like, there's no way it could have fallen when the fire started, when it's in a hole in the wall. Behind the closet.
But it has to have fallen when the fire started because they're specifically pointing out firefighters, police and us.
But if it was already on the floor, they could have still walked through it.
I'll go for the first one.
That's probably correct.
Yes!
And how did no one notice it falling? Oh wait, they weren't there yet.
White powder on floor has become drugs on floor.
Exactly. That would be the case.
But seriously, how did it fall through the hole around the closet on the floor?
Why can't we just agree non-specifically to it must have fallen at some point before the firefighters entered the room?
Because then his footprints probably would be on it. That's where they're going. It was only our footprints.
You have a point, I didn't think of that.
The room belonged to the deceased. If the drugs had been spread on the floor before the incident, his footprints should be there as well.
If only
Yeah,
we pressed
there we go.
A.
There we go.
There you go.
But the only footprints in the room were from people who had entered after the fire.
Tifa just big-brained us.
This would mean that the drugs would
I still would have picked the other thing.
before or soon after the fire began.
But together we make a whole
Brain cell.
Naomi.
I think she has a bit more brain cells than us, but...
Okay. Analyze this. Sus. Okay.
I'm quite sure he already analyzed them.
How can you not analyze the hole in the wall?
Hey, space is double.
Okay. Putting these two together doesn't make much sense. Dennis's income, drugs.
Yeah, but that's about the drugs on the floor.
I still have doubts. My main concern about this is...
Yes.
This one makes sense, because the picture was the same. The reason most people use a ceiling fan is the refrigeration, heating, air circulation, or cleaning.
What?
Why does it every time they say air circulation, it seems like there's a double space, which is throwing me off.
That's just your eyes. Air circulation, that's what a fan does. Nothing else.
I use it for refrigerating.
Yeah.
Like, get it to spin fast enough so that everything under it gets so cold.
I always store my yogurt under
Yeah.
the ceiling fan.
In fact, that's how they do it in Europe.
Truth be told, the first time in my life I ever seen a ceiling fan was on a vacation in Denmark. And for some reason, in my mind, ever since then it's been ingrained, ceiling fans equal money. Therefore, ceiling fans are a sign of like luxury.
I've been in a house with a ceiling fan before. I don't even know whose house it was. And it had like this rope sticking out of it. So every time we would like pull it and then it starts spinning.
Yeah.
And then before it's at full speed, you turn it off and then you wait and then you click it again. And it was like...
On, off, on,
Yeah.
off.
But I
That sounds very Tifa.
never really seen ceiling fans again. Was that like a 90s thing or did it just die out? Or
I think it's just like depending on the type of house or apartment.
I guess. But yeah,
We don't have ceiling fans here.
It's not that big of a thing over here.
Yeah, but I always find them very fancy.
That is true. I mean, it's so nice. I can imagine, like in summer, how nice it must be to actually have one. But we don't. I haven't seen one in years, I think.
Also, our chat preview is broken.
Oh yeah.
We have ceiling fans in all our bedrooms and our office.
Oh, nice.
I would
If I had to
marvel at them just for that.
if I had to pick between ceiling fan and air conditioning,
Air conditioning.
I personally would go for ceiling fan because I feel like after the air conditioning has been on for a while, I always feel like my nose gets stuffy.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think a ceiling fan would be much nicer. And it's like more convenient.
Not really used to it, so I don't know.
Less cleaning too.
But there's dust on them. I mean,
It's still less
because
than
it moves
cleaning out an
usually.
air conditioner.
Fair enough.
Yes. Fans circulate air within a room. If the owner was having his air system fixed, the fan should have been considered part of it.
Also, we wouldn't even been able to have a fan in our house because it would crash the moment you turn it on into the wall.
Yes.
Like it's not.
Can we please talk about the fact that the maintenance guy said that he got there to fix the heating?
He's messing up his testimony.
Just change the AC
Objection!
filter. Gotta dust the fan blade. I ain't dusting shit. If my
You just
fan were
turn
to
it
get
on
dusty,
fast enough.
I would put on a mask. And then I would turn it on the highest setting and quickly run out and open the window. Just let the dust leave by itself.
A fan does seem really nice though.
Yeah.
Why then would the electrician fix only the heater and not the ceiling fan?
Yes. Because it's suspicious. Why are you not done analyzing this?
Oh, hole in the wall and the drugs on the floor.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Information we've gathered.
Makes sense.
First, the white powder.
White powder was found on the floor in Dennis's apartment. The powder was revealed to be flour.
Powdered toast.
Baby, don't give that to
Powdered
babies.
toast.
What the fuck is powdered toast?
I kind of want to know.
Led directly to the hole behind the shelf.
It's like when you have a slice of toast,
Yeah,
you make croutons out of it.
yeah,
And then once that's all dried out and hard, you put it in the blender.
yeah.
And then you get powdered toast.
I guess you could do that, but why? Well, no. This game is weird. You just wipe it off every so often. Yeah, I mean, you could just clean
You
up like a
could.
normal person. Or you could do it my way, which is weird, not effective. Was he hiding cocaine in his fan blades? Maybe.
Seems like a logical place to just tape them on top, actually.
True, how often do you look at the top of your fan blades?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
If the same powder from the floor was inside the hole, then
The hole discovered in the wall in Dennis's room was a large mouse hole. A place to throw drugs away. A place to hide his drugs. The killer's secret escape route.
Well,
I find A really cute.
it kind of is. The drugs was of Harry the Mouse.
but there weren't any drugs inside the hole. The layer of drugs had footprints from the firefighters, the police, and me left in them. All of the footprints had something in common.
Can I just realized now it looks like snow is falling in the background.
It's falling up and down.
No, the
Oh,
lights
the
are going
lights.
up, the other stuff is going down.
Yeah. It's extra dramatic.
Kind of. Powdered Toast Man was a hilariously ridiculous superhero from Ren and Stimpy show. Okay.
For real. I
But a
don't
ridiculous
remember that.
toast had an articulate butt that he uses to save the Pope. I never watched that show.
I know it, but I don't
They're
remember
commonly
that.
associated with some kind of powdered toast you can buy, but it's almost pointedly just a can full of crumbs. Yeah, that seems more like it.
I'm guessing it's a reference
Wild.
to that then. Thank you.
Possibly. So the translators at least were fans of the Ren and Stimpy show.
Okay, so what they had in common
one
were
thing
their
they have in
male
common
shoes. They're from the police. They were made after the fire. They were made before the fire. So they're after the fire, if it fell.
Excellent.
Indeed. There weren't any footprints from before the time the fire began. So from this, we can deduce that the drugs must have been scattered on the floor when...
Didn't we already...
After the fire, sitting there for days, scattered just before the fire, scattered by me.
Didn't we already establish that it fell when the fire started?
Wait,
Is
yeah.
that then before or after?
The question is, did the fire start, he panicked, he tried to get it out, or did he try to get it out for some other reason and therefore started the fire by doing that somehow?
There's no during. Well, after
No.
or just before?
How are we supposed to figure out the difference between these two? Like, Also, for no reason, the character loudly shouts before flying, "Powder toast, man!" Okay, that
You
seems
gotta
logical.
announce who you are.
Yeah, you gotta announce your moves.
I would go after the fire then, which means it's probably just before. Ha!
Excellent reasoning.
If I take this even further, I'd say that it would have been after Mr. Taylor stopped moving. In other words, it must have happened between his death and when the fire started. But why were there drugs on the floor?
I would like to point out to you that this chapter is called Locked Room Mystery. And so far we have, because I think that's going to be important later, we have done nothing to solve the mystery.
I mean, kind of. We are on it.
Are we though?
Yeah. It's just not the mystery about why the door was locked. But it's the mystery about what happened in the locked room.
The drugs were placed on the floor at around the time the fire started. They were on the floor because whoever took them dropped them to lead me to discover the hole. Dennis is a
must be it.
slob. Or they absorbed the souls. What the fuck?
The first one.
Yeah, I guess.
Nope. Hey, we got a golden star.
Solid evidence. The card missing drugs has been obtained. Golden cards are treated as evidence in your investigation. They do not need to be analyzed or fused with other evidence cards.
Yes, they must have spilled out when someone removed the drugs from the hole in the wall. Dennis Taylor was killed, and someone walked out with the drugs.
Yeah, the repairman.
I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what happened here, but there's no proof just yet.
So the drug dealer
I should consult with the little guy about this.
probably wanted him dead. Or the dude who he worked for.
Have you confirmed that it's a murder after all?
No, actually we haven't.
I don't know how you heard about that so quickly, little guy. Have you been eavesdropping on me?
Huh? No,
Please tell me he didn't actually.
Forget it. I can see right through you.
He's probably standing like around the corner like harassment at the workplace. I
Gotta collect all the gold files.
Yeah.
We're good at that.
think we actually have to in this too.
it's luminol. Do I need to explain it to you?
No, you don't, because I luminol everything.
A chemiluminescent material based on reducing 5-nitrothalhydrazide with sodium dithionite.
She said it before I got the chance.
We all taught this though.
Iron and hemoglobin by glowing, making it useful to find otherwise hidden bloodstains. Anything else?
No.
And he's saying like, I was just trying to make a conversation.
It's just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
I just spray this onto suspicious areas, then shine the ALS.
Oh no, please.
I'm sure it will be useful. Thank you, little guy.
So
Isn't
you must-
luminol what they sprayed on Dio? Yes.
We're now
Spoilers. Yes.
gonna spray it on everything else.
And it's available now. Alright.
How about we use that?
No, I do not
Tomorrow.
want to start the next stream with a beeping. Let's quickly do this.
This is luminol, not ALS.
And you have to use the ALS afterwards.
Oh.
Let's begin investigating. Luminol reagent spray is useful for examining crime scenes. Thank you, Ace Attorney. Tilt the left stick right while zoomed in, then press A to use it. After using the spray, shine the ALS to reveal bloodstains. Try using it on suspicious areas. Okay.
Spray everything you
I would expect body fluids here.
The wall.
Nothing?
No, you first need to shine the ALS on it to know.
No, the other way around.
Didn't they say this and then ALS?
What a loser. I know, right? No, the other... I would expect blood here. We still haven't learned, by the way, what the fire was about.
Not yet, because we didn't get the analyze thingy back yet. I'm pretty sure she said spray and then do ALS
Yes.
on it.
Exactly. Oh, do you... Oh, wait,
Yeah.
do you think we just...
You spray everything and then you ALS on it. I don't know if this is now reset it. See?
So there were bloodstains here too.
Because that's what reveals it.
Yeah, I somehow figured like we would see like residue of a luminol, but
Do you ever listen to the tutorials?
my eye is really itchy suddenly. Bloodstains on floor.
From the deceased, we may be able to use this with something else that we know.
Okay, can we take a sample? Alright.
We might be able to use this with something else. Like what?
I don't know. Up there! How?
This.
Maybe it's splattered. Or
That's quite the splatter.
if the dude killed him, then did something with the cable, it rubbed the blood off on that. He did say he replaced the cable.
Oh, in trying to lie about what he did, he actually put a truth in there so that he would be able to sell the story?
That could be.
That
Maybe
makes
he
sense.
just rubbed it off.
Wrapped around the shaft of the ceiling fan.
Oh, it's a rope, not a
We
cable.
only realize this now.
There's no mistake. Those are bloodstains.
Mysterious rope.
Or this rope was used to choke him. Oh no, there were no signs of actual choking around his neck.
Well, there was asphyxiation in his eyes, but
Yeah, but if you get choked by a rope, you'll have marks.
this is a weird spot for blood.
There's a reaction to blood on this screw that's securing the doorknob.
It's a door handle, people.
The screw seems rather loose as well.
Loose screw has been obtained. Okay. The maintenance guy killed the dude, the drug dealer, stole the drugs, and he set up a Rube Goldbergian device sequence where the chain was attached to the rope around the ceiling fan. So that when he was done at the scene of a crime,
He turned on the fan.
triggered the thing to go active, quickly left, the thing spun up, closed the door, locked it behind him.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
This guy has a couple screws loose. A couple, yes,
A
at
bit
least.
more than a couple.
You
But
see
that
if I
seems smart.
can't support weight of a person, just followed off the ceiling.
Yeah, but he was probably standing on the table. That's why
Yeah.
the table fell over.
Yeah.
So that's how he could reach the thingy. And I'm guessing a fire got started by accident when something fell.
Yeah, maybe a candle or something dumb and completely unrelated.
Yeah.
To think of it, the door to this room was chained shut when the fire started.
No, that's probably exactly how it went. He was standing on the table started falling. He tried to hold on onto the blade, which made it bend. He fell, something started the fire, but that's how the fan broke.
Yeah, how it bent at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Because he slipped off the table
he
and
fell,
like
grabbed the fan blade and bent it downwards.
yeah.
I'm gonna be so shocked when that actually turns out to be true.
That's definitely gonna be it.
In some way?
100%.
Finished the information gathering.
Can you have a quick look at the floor? It's glass and...
Oh no, looks like a bottle.
I mean, it would have been stupid to stand on there when a candle is on, but... Something
been-
caused a reaction.
Yeah, could have just been that he was standing on the table, like holding something under the fire alarm water thing to trigger it.
Oh, it tried to burn the entire room down.
Yeah, and then he fell and grabbed this. Can't believe I put a whole Ace Attorney game in this game.
It doesn't look like I'll be able to learn any more from the scene of the crime. I should sort through the information I've gathered.
Next time, though. Oh wait, you can only save once.
No
I'll
double
take it.
saving here.
Clack.
We're getting there. These chapters are long, by the way.
I don't know how many playable chapters Naomi has. Because remember that not all of them have the same amount of playing chapters.
Yeah, true. With Cunningham, there weren't that many either.
I think there were 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say 3.
Well, we'll
I think
see.
we had more to do, as in gameplay wise, with the doctor, CSR01, whatever his name was.
His was the best.
Because it was the most active.
Yeah, I would like another game more like just that.
Well,
I had fun with that. I'm still having fun with like this, but it's like completely different.
If you want after this, I believe one of, if not both, no, I think just one of the other Trauma Center games, ones that were released before this, were only like surgery stuff.
No, think about it.
Maybe one day.
Shall think about it. For now, it's time
Tifa's
to...
pretending to stretch.
Yeah. End our shift. Think about this some more while we take the case home.
If this was actually like working in a hospital, we've now been going for, I want to say 2.5 hours. This wouldn't even be the beginning of a shift.
This all in all definitely was like a whole day. The whole analyzing data, getting it back, getting more analyzation,
but don't
doing
a lot
the
of these
evidence
people
talks.
pull like 36-hour shifts sometimes?
I mean, yeah, you don't do an 8-hour shift on a murder case, I would think.
Wow.
But I'm a bad employee. Like I do.
Yeah, I don't get paid per hours, I'm salaried. I only signed a contract for 160 hours a week, so screw you guys, after 8 hours I'm clocking out.
I would think on like actual murder cases, you do work around the clock, yeah.
Hey Naomi, you look kinda cute, but have you ever heard of work-life balance?
What's that?
Yeah, I know.
In a job like that, I fully get it though, but you kinda know what you sign up for, I would think.
Yeah. What do you think that was about the demon phone call in the beginning?
I have no clue whether they're just trying to be like dramatic or
Like
whether she also has like some spirit thing.
Ultimately, I have no idea where this game is gonna go in the end. Because we've got the bio-terrorism thing with the main character man dude.
We have a superhero.
The superhero thing, that's wild too, but I can accept
And he's
that.
bulletproof, so we actually know.
Who is somehow bulletproof. I wouldn't be shocked if there's like some government thing like Captain America in the Marvel universe. Like they made him into this.
Could be.
Then there was this whole thing about that spirit ghost girl from the beginning that showed up a couple of times.
Yeah, even
Then
I'm
there
still
was
not sure if those were like real or if she's just seeing...
Imagination.
Yeah.
Oh, the hallucination. Then there was this whole thing about these like black evil mystery bruises and shit showing up on people mid-operation.
Yeah.
That made them magically worse. Like when this one kid that we operated on suddenly got like ultra cancer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we removed the tumor, suddenly 15 more. That was so weird.
It's hard to say
Where's this going?
where the game pulls a line.
Will we actually
like,
get answers to all of these plot
reality.
points? Or is it just like, well, no, you don't.
I don't think you're gonna get answers about the world building, like spirits, superheroes, all of that, but I think their stories will get an endpoint.
Do you remember that the very beginning of the game starts with like this anime intro kind of thing with this girl laying in a field?
Yeah.
When did that ever come up again?
That might come in the end piece. Like, you don't know yet. You don't know yet.
This story feels like it's written by Hideo Kojima. Like you get
Just
a teaser.
accept the world they live in.
Yeah, you get a teaser, then you get like hours of stuff you don't quite understand, and then all the exposition gets crammed down your throat right at the end.
Yeah.
So that by the time you're done, you still understand what happened.
It's all
symbolism.
gonna make sense. I look forward to like the end where it will all come together.
I hope it will.
I hope it will.
I hope it will.
I think
And not
it
just
will.
go,
I
hey,
should hope.
remember those plot points? We didn't either. Bye, credits.
Nah, I have good hope for this.
What if she's lying in a medical field? I hope she is. She didn't look too good. She looked like a ghost. So, hope she gets help.
Not really.
Yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yes.
But we're gonna find
Didn't she
out.
also have this white aura kind of thing around her?
We're working on finishing this game now, so let's see. No
Yes.
more long break in between.
Yes, just
That's-
shorter weeks because of mandatory family fun times.
Like
Holidays and
holiday things. Yay!
Yeah.
So, but we will be back tomorrow, so
Yes.
gotta find out.
Yes, we will.
How about we go say hi to Raziel, who's currently streaming Silent Hill 2. Haven't dropped by there in a while. Haven't seen him online in a while, actually.
That is true.
Might have been on a vacation as well. What you looking for?
Trying to see if he's about to finish, because
he's already been on
sometimes
for a
around
while.
this he's been on for 4 hours. Well, we can try to be quick. So let me press this button.
Let me already have a peek.
If you cannot
well.
join us for the raid, please check out Raziel whenever it's convenient for you. You have to point down slightly because
Oh
of
no,
how I
wait.
set up the thing.
That's his ending stream, no?
Yes. So cancelled.
Let's
Check
give
him out
some
anyway.
rest as well.
But we're not gonna rate him because once again our timing just doesn't work out. It is what it is.
Same
We've
time
tried.
zones.
We've tried. Yeah,
That's how
same
it
time
works.
zone.
It's late. Gotta go to work tomorrow. But yeah,
Yeah.
then we're just
So does he, I guess.
call it a night. And we'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow.
I love it when like your whole body language changes. It's like
Yeah, I was gonna like press the button,
I
but
know.
it's like, oh wait, no. You know what? I'm pressing it. There we go. Good night.
Thank
See
you everybody
tomorrow.
for hanging out with us. Good night everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with more of a mysterious tale of Naomi and her murder phone. Bye.
Thank you.